Hi guys, forgive me. I'm seriously late today. I had a hitch in my get along at the beginning of my Terry's Tribe broadcast, which I do for my patrons on Patreon page. And I just couldn't seem to get my online stuff to work. We get so comfortable in being able to broadcast with you in this simple way, shape, and form that when it doesn't work, we're in shock. And that's what happened to me today. So I apologize. I just gave them a few more minutes, and now I can give you guys a few more minutes if you like. Welcome, Terri Hardin, Walt Disney's legendary Imagineer here. And this is Ask Me Anything Friday. Whoop, whoop, whoop. How are you guys doing? How's it going? Crazy week, fun week, October. Are you getting all geared up for Halloween? Chicka, chicka, boom, chicka, chicka, boom, chakalaka, boom, chakalaka, boom, chakalaka. Are you watching Outrageous Pumpkins and seeing someone rather familiar on there as a judge? And are you enjoying yourself? Please let me know in the comments. Ask your burning questions. And if I can, I will answer them over and over and over again. I will tell you, last night I was interviewed by a wonderful young man named Noah, and Noah had 20 questions, and they were amazing. The first were kind of the normal ones, if I want to be an Imagineer. This isn't one of his questions, but it's the same like this. If I wanted to be an Imagineer, how would I go about it in today's world? But he had other ones like, how is technology affecting you in your work now? Because I'm 65 and there was no such thing. I thought that was a brilliant question. And also, to me, showed his age because he's high school. So we did this via text, which was very interesting because it looks like his parents are kind of protecting him from the mean world of social media, keeping his little genuine young self protected in the way that they see fit. So we texted each other, and it was very interesting. Very, very interesting and really fun. So he told me that I was the one he wanted to interview. I had a job and a personality. I shouldn't laugh. Personality that he wants to sort of emulate, et cetera, et cetera. Really sweet, lovely person that I have no idea what he looks like or what he sounds like because we did it like this. So yay for me at 65 being able to text. But it was cool. He even offered me to do it via email. I was like, no, not email. Takes too long. So that was fun. Getting interviewed like that. I'd never had that way. I offered him Zoom, and I offered him just a phone conversation for his paper, his school paper. I've got a couple people, I'm happy to say, who have chosen me as their subject for the school paper, and it's a huge honor. So hi everybody, how are you doing? Is Halloween making its way? Did you see the pumpkin? Did you see that funny picture? I was invited to Universal for their Screamfest, and it's sold out and on fire. Everybody loves it. And for those of you out there who have asked me questions before about being a makeup artist or getting in the industry, these events like the Halloween Haunt in Knott's Berry Farm, is that what they call it? And the Halloween event that's at Universal, they are grabbing you if you have even the minute amount of makeup experience, like you know how to put eyeshadow on, you're in. Forgive me, I'm working off my breakfast, and I have to keep doing it or I won't eat. So I apologize chewing in front of you. I will do you the service of swallowing and not talking with my mouth full. How about that? Anyway, so this was good. It made me think, kept me going. But yeah, Halloween is coming, and there's a lot going on. And if you're someone who's a cosplayer, I hope your costumes are coming along. I am a Outrageous Pumpkin judge, and people are reaching out and wanting to know a few things about the show. And it's on Sundays at 7 and 10 p.m. Pacific and 10 and 1 p.m. Eastern. Okay. So 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. Eastern on Sundays. That's when the new episodes drop. There are only 4 episodes, so it happens quickly. But it's fun. And if you have Discovery Plus, you can just watch, you can binge watch Halloween. They have Halloween Wars, which there are some contestants who have done Halloween Wars. And then many of you know Joseph Yakovetic. He was in a season of Halloween Wars, did very well. Even Ray Villafane, who was a judge way back when with me, did Halloween Wars as well, and also did Outrageous Pumpkins with me. And so many of the contestants, and then a judge or two, sometimes is on Halloween Wars. And of course, this year, if you've seen it, you've seen the amazing Sonny Anderson. Sonny, besides being one like me, we're just like the sun is really out when the two of us are on stage and when we are together. She's an amazing lady, and she is a Food Network Discovery Channel icon. So it was great to have her on the show, and she really, you really see how magical she is. So check her out, because she also is she does Chopped. So she does that show, and she does many other shows, as I understand it. I don't have a lot of time to watch TV, but you can follow her on Instagram, and man, she is very, very active on Instagram. I am amazed at how active she is on Instagram, and kind of follow in her footsteps. And then Paul Deaver, who has Carvers and Creators on YouTube. So guys, if you want to learn how to pumpkin sculpt and you're not sure what to sculpt, if you've got the urge to sculpt in a season where there are no pumpkins, he talks to you about the butternut squash, and he does some great stuff with it. So look him up, and please join his podcast, because he's very, very talented, along with the rest of his wonderful, marvelous team. And if you look at the 100th episode, you'll see me on there, because we celebrated Paul being able to talk about being a judge. And I think you'll enjoy it. I am eager to watch this Sunday as well, and so I'm excited. Yeah, it's very, very exciting, very, very exciting. Also, last week I saw a documentary done by Doctor. I keep not saying the doctor in front. It's a good thing Abigail is patient with someone like me. Dr. Abigail Disney, she has done a documentary, and the documentary is fantastic. However, it's kind of talking about something that she has discovered in her own legacy, Disney legacy, and she actually comes down from her castle and experiences it. And when she did, it made this documentary. And the documentary talks about challenges that some people are having who work with the Disney company. That's all I'm going to say. What I am going to ask you to do is watch it, and then maybe on the next Ask Me Anything, we can talk about it. Okay. It did affect me. I was very surprised. I had some things in my mind about this situation that were just not true. And the documentary set me straight. And so I was grateful to her. And I actually went to a screening where I got to sit and chat with her about it, and said if she needed some more help, I didn't know what I could do but to contact me, and we could brainstorm about it. So there you go. Please check her documentary out. Just give me a moment. Un moment, s'il vous plaît. Un moment, s'il vous plaît. S'il vous plaît. It's called The American Dream and Other Fairy Tales by Dr. Abigail E. Disney. So, and the co-director and co-producer is Kathleen Hughes. And Kathleen, forgive me for not putting your name out there as well, because you were just as instrumental in getting this done. The two of you women are a powerhouse, and I was grateful to see this screening. I just want more people in the seats. So I would like to help in whatever way I can. And she said, start by telling all of you on my live channel. So there you go. So ask me anything before we start. You know what's coming. I have to talk to you about our amazing Patreon page. Great things coming to Terry's tribe, and I'd love one of them to be you. For $5 a month, you can be a part of Terry's tribe. That is the opening tier. There are other tiers where you can learn, tiers where you can see behind the scenes. I'm not as good with those tiers as I am with that $5 tier, but I'm getting better every day. And I over deliver, and we get a Zoom call every week, which means we are live and chatting away. They can become intense like last Wednesdays, but most of the time they're just about helping each other. And if you need help, you want to make a living doing what you love, or you're passionate about what you do, meaning if you are passionate about what you do, you are what? What do I say? You're an artist, don't I? You're an artist. So Robert Anderson owns a few restaurants because his passion is sushi. There's a man I could marry if it wasn't that I already have the love of my life, because we both love sushi. Fish is my favorite food on the planet. And when I'm swimming, no fish is safe. So I love fish, but this is his passion. This is how he works, is creates these amazing sushi experiences at his restaurants. And so, as I've said before, it doesn't have to be drawing, painting, photography, acting, or the arts as you know them. You just have to be passionate about what you love. So please join us. Go here, patreon.com/Terri Hardin, to learn more. It's going to be, they're a great group, and we're growing every day. I'm happy to say 5 new members last month, which is lovely. And then today just in this few days, we've got 2 more. Yay. Both named Mary. Yay. So it's very exciting. Please consider adding your voice to it. It's a great group of upbeat, fun-loving people. And we're not always it's not always fun-loving because we have a private Facebook page, and because our Zooms are private, we delve kind of deeper into certain challenges and situations. If somebody is having a challenge in their life, or they have a situation in their life and they need help, then we talk about it there, and it's private. What is spoken there stays there. So that means that if you can speak more freely and not be judged. And I think that's really important. We also are very respectful of each other, and we don't call people names. We don't we may disagree with the opinion, which I would like you to exercise here. Don't be sending insults to the human being. Okay. Everybody's opinion is their opinion. There is no right to call a person names because you disagree. Yes. So, because this is America, in America, we allow people their opinions, even if they're not the same with ours. Okay. If you get upset and you think that people, their opinions are kind of disappointing you, that then becomes a decision that you have to do. Thank you for allowing me to sit down. Now that is your decision as to whether stay with them or not. But the opinion is theirs. They're not going to change it for you. It is their opinion. And why should they change it? So if their opinion is their opinion and you feel they should change it, well, yeah, you state your case. But if they're still dogmatic about it, then you got to see, is there other attributes that you love about them, or is it time to, cut the line? But here, if there's a debate, which I love debates, just debate the issue, not the human being. Okay. Will you do that for me? That would be lovely. So it's October, it's pumpkin season, and I am a pumpkin sculptor and teacher. And oh my goodness, stuff's heating up. So I have got to this coming week, and I don't really want to do it on a Saturday, because Saturday and Sundays are when everybody is looking for pumpkins, aren't they? Which means it's like terribly crowded, right? So I may wait till Monday or Tuesday to get my pumpkin. But I need to grab a couple of pumpkins because I'm demoing. And I wanted to tell you, because the website may not show the change. Under event schedule, it may still say the 15th at the Irvine Park Railroad for the demo. I've had to change that to the 16th. So a week from Sunday, I will be demoing, and I will be telling you about it all the time. So you can remember. But I'm also going to try and get it posted in my website. I'm going to write him today and say, please change the date to the 16th. And you just go to terrihardin.com and click on event schedule and you can find it. Okay. So terrihardin.com, there it is. terrihardin.com/classes is where you can find information on that. But Terri Hardin schedule, just go up, look at event schedule, and you can see everything you need to see. You can see how busy I am. And I am also demoing at the Disneyana Fan Club show and sale. Disneyana Fan Club show and sale. That's this right here. There it is for you. And if you have this coupon, you save $1. So go to the DisneyAnaFanClub.com or look for it here on Facebook. And this tells you when it is right here, 9:30 to 4. And then I'm also going to show you something else. Let me just plug her in so that I can get this done. Today I was going to show you something off of my iPad, but I can't find the connector. So, sometimes everything works well, works fabulously, and then you go, till it doesn't, right? Till it doesn't. Okay, so let me just go back to here, and I'm going to show you guys something so that you can see this. I meant to show this to my tribe, but I got wrapped up in other conversations, so I apologize for that. But here you go. This is I'm going to hide my website, but this is a tentative schedule. It won't go up or down for me, but will it go smaller? No. Okay. This is a tentative schedule of the show and sale. And you can see, if you look, 9:30, pumpkin carving entrants begin to submit their pumpkins. So it's a carved pumpkin. Let me put my little face down here below. Hi. It's a carved pumpkin that you do at home, and you bring it to this event on Sunday, October 23rd. You can see it there. And you can compete for some prizes. And then Terri, as you can see, will be doing a demo from 2 to 3:30. But you can also see that at 1:45, the winners for the pumpkin, you see how she's got pumpkin? I think she was thinking of Jack Skellington there. Pumpkin carving contest will happen. Okay. So yeah. So there you go. That's a tentative schedule, so you can kind of see. You can see there when you can go in, and then there's an auction happening, and then 1:45 the winners are selected, and then from 2 to 3:30 they think I can do it that fast. No, I can't. I'll do a pumpkin carving demo of something that I'll do. I'm not sure what it's going to be. I have no idea. But there you go. I wanted you to see that because I thought that would be something special for you guys to have and to do. And if you want to do that, think now and go grab your pumpkin. Maybe I'll run into you when I have to go grab mine. But 2 demos, and then a couple of private classes, and then some other stuff. So I will catch you up on Monday, and we will talk about other stuff that's happening pumpkin wise. And then of course I have to get our house ready. And luckily that's not on me. That's my husband's thing. And I love that he loves to get ready for Halloween. I just have to make sure that I've got a few pumpkins out there, because people walk by all the time and want to share their pumpkin stories. So hopefully they will do that. And I'll come up with something to show you on my doorstep if you are in the area. Okay. So there you go. There's that. What else can I update you on? I think that's it. Let me think. I'm thinking again. Oh! One more thing. Just one more thing. I'm doing my Columbo. Just one more thing. December 10th. I will be at and I have to look it up because I want to get the name right. I will be making my very, very, very first gallery appearance. I will be at the Lewis Galleries. I didn't share this with my tribe either. Shame on me. I got to get with the program. I'll put it in the Facebook page. I'm going to be at the Lewis Galleries on December 10th. There's a lot going through my head. And I'm going to be debuting a brand new pin as in PIN. There is a brand new pin that is exclusive to the gallery that is not this one. Okay, this is Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. This is a pin. This is a pin. This is the Hitchhiking Ghosts. Okay, so if we cut to this and we show you again me, let me just open a couple of the pins that I have for sale on my store. And again, you can go to terrihardin.com and click on store, and it'll take you there, and you just dig through and see if there's a pin you like. This pin here, and this one is only this one is available for purchase for tribe members only. They can buy it, and it's exclusive to being a part of Terri's tribe, so you can purchase it. You just have to reach out to me and say you want it from the tribe's Facebook page, or email me directly if you're part of the tribe. And then this one is an open edition. This is the Hitchhiking Ghost pin, and it glows in the dark. And it's a great one. All of them have my name embossed on the back, and then I will sign it underneath in ink, so that, in an ink that doesn't smear. See, see that? See, let me get closer. So I've signed this one because this is mine, but it's raised in metal right here, and it's super fun. Some of them have the little blue doobies, and some of them have the black, because I reorder all the time. But it's really nice, and it glows, and it's cool, and you can see it's big, so it's really fun. And then there's this one, which is the Oswald Gray. I don't think I have Oswald Blue with me, so I can't show you that one. But the Oswald Blue is where it's got a blue background for everyone else, so the public can get the Oswald Blue, and I have a few of those left. But the Oswald Gray is for Terri's tribe only. But this is not why I'm showing you what a pin is. I'm showing you what a pin is because we're going to release an exclusive pin at the Lewis Galleries. It will only be available at the Lewis Galleries. And if there's any surplus left, it's a limited edition. And if there's any left, then we will offer it to Terri's tribe. So again, the tribe gets first dibs on a lot of this stuff. And I will allow the gallery to announce. Mary of Lewis Galleries will be able to announce it, but I am going to do a limited edition print there, a limited edition pin, and a couple of one-of-a-kind art pieces, if I can. Mainly the art piece that was used to design said pin, and then kind of incorporating it in a kind of different way. In any case, we'll figure it out. Yeah. What it's actually going to be. But that's December 10th at the Lewis Galleries in Simi Valley. Fun for all. Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be a evening event. It's going to be like a real, it's going to be a lot like if you've been to the Center for Creativity's pumpkin gallery event. There'll be, little eats and mingling, and it's going to be kind of gala feel, And the thing that's exciting for me is my very, very first, very, 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 very first gallery appearance where my art is going to be sold. And so, see, this is why you don't do that. So I hope you'll come. I hope you can make it. More later. I'll give all the details later as we get closer. It's a ways out, thank goodness. And so that's what's happening. Lots on my plate and lots going on. I'm still taking care of my family, and I'm 65, so I say to myself, I'd love to kick back and just help my mom and dad right now, because but I still have obligations to, like the Rolly Crump Chef said. You guys have heard about this countless times. And I just want to keep it up because Rolly has made it clear to me he's not a spring chicken And we both would like him to be able to hold these in his hands if at all possible. And I keep praying every day that I can do that. So it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. And all you can do is remember that you have two hands and you can only do the best that you can do. So sitting and watching television, I think I told you that I love Andor. The last time I told you that I loved Andor, what, one or two have dropped? I haven't got to see them. So don't spoil them for me. I just haven't had time to kick back. And my husband and my dog are saying family day is family day. And they're going to lock me in the room if I don't calm down and rest. And they shouldn't suffer for it. That needs to be in the calendar like everything else. So last weekend, that's what we did. We took a moment to relax and be together. I had worked so hard towards DisCon for it not to happen that I was exhausted anyway. And my husband actually took care of me and made dinner, and I made breakfast, and I just sort of defragged, and we ate popcorn and we watched Top Gun Maverick. So I'm grateful to him because he will stand in front of the door and say, if you don't rest, you are going to have a lot worse things happen to you, and you need to be rested for October. So he is my voice of reason, and he is my champion. So he and my little dog have been very, very understanding. Yesterday, I had so much I had to do because my father handed me a piece of paper where it had for my mother and Medicare that needs to be in their hands. Get this, got it yesterday for my dad. What was the date? The 6th, right? And it has to be in their hands Monday. And they don't work weekends. Ah! And I thought maybe I could, pull it up online for my mom, but unfortunately they want a phone, and I've yet to get my mother and I to let Medicare know that I'm authorized. So today I may have to carve out some time that I really don't have but must have to go see my mother, and will call the Medicare office and get me on as her assistant. That just needs to be done, and it needs to be done now. And if we can get that done quickly, I don't know how quickly we can get that done, but if we can get that done quickly, then I can go online and answer this stuff for her with her there, but I can just be, you see what I'm saying? So because she's been in a convalescent hospital, and I'm just turned 65, and Medicare and Social Security tell you nothing if you aren't authorized, which is great. Yay. But it's very hard for me to learn anything. So there's that on top of all this other stuff that I'm doing. And yay that I'm busy, right? Because we can't sit there and say, boo-hoo, we're so busy. No. We're happy to be busy. It's just I wish I had a prehensile tail. And what's that character with all the arms? Man, if I had that. I could be doing a million things at once. I still try. And then I want to warn you, if you're like me that likes to just be very, very busy doing stuff. Now, a person will tell you, you don't want to appear busy and get nothing done. That's just spinning your wheels in mud, isn't it? But if you're actually getting things accomplished, then you need to say, good job. You can't get it all done. You have 20 tasks, or you have 20 to-dos, or you have 20 tasks and you have 20 to-dos. And you're saying to yourself, I'd also like to do this. I don't feel like I'm doing enough. Then you've got to slow down and look. So what I've started to do in my book, and I don't know if I love putting it on paper. Now, most of you guys do your phone, but I have to have this at a glance feature. And this is my at a glance feature. This is October already. And what I'll do is I'm going to move my pins aside here and pull my, I'm going to pull this off to the side on top of the pins. And I'm going to pull this off to the side on the other pins. And I'm going to shoot you a shot of it. This is my October. Ah! Okay. This is my list of accomplishments. This is my list of what I need to do today. Here, I have not finished the list because there's a couple more things like go see my mom and get her paperwork mailed for Medicare and reach out to a client. That's not on here yet. But here is my list of accomplishments already today. So if you list your accomplishments and you're feeling like, oh man, I didn't get anything done, and you can do a list like this, you'll say to yourself, oh yeah, I did. I did 20 things today. And they're not little. Thumbnails for the broadcast. And then I needed to put together I had to call a friend of mine who's retired because he helps me with my pumpkin tools. And then I had to reach out to two caregivers for my father. And I had to, you get the picture. Took my dad for tests at the VA yesterday, called a woman who's almost impossible to get at the tool company that I'm now talking to directly for the pumpkin sculpting tools, etc., etc., etc. My point is, if you list what you accomplished as well as that which you have to do, you can look at that whenever you're feeling inadequate and realize that you're doggone adequate, right? You're doggone adequate. Okay, so let's answer what you have to say. Let's listen to what you have to say. Sorry, just wanted to get a few I's dotted and T's crossed. I also list on there what I want to speak to you guys about. There will be a gallery show in December, just in time for you to get that lovely Christmas gift. So if you can make your way to Simi Valley, I hope you will come and see me at my very first gallery opening. The gallery's been there. It's just the Terri is the one. And have you guys heard of Tom Matusik? Well, he's going to be, when is he going? I think he's the week before. No, let's see. I wrote down when he's going to be there. It's not his first time. He's really killing it in the Disney industry. If you've seen his art, it's incredible. So let's see when Tom is going to be there. Tom is going to be, it's not October. Yeah, Matusek is going to be November 19th. And I think the 19th is when I was told there was a thing I got to do. But anyway, I'm going to try and go and pop in and say hi. And then I'll get to scope the gallery. That would be fun. So I'm hoping I can do that. Go see him because he was just cutting his teeth when I first met him. And now he's a big, well-known, getting bigger every day artist for Disney. His stuff. I mean, if you've seen his stuff, you know his stuff, which is one of the reasons I like talking to Tom, because you can look at Tom's art and know it's Tom's art. You don't guess anybody else but Tom. So I hope you get to go see him, and I hope I'm saying his name right. If I'm not, thanks for playing. So there you go. What am I doing? Here. Good morning, Terri and your fans. Hi, Bob Burdine. That's a good question. Sandy, Sydney. Sorry, Sydney. Hi, Sydney Davis. I read it wrong. Hi, Terri. See, she heard me. That's wonderful. Oh my goodness, so cool. I love doing creative makeup. Yes, did I finish that thought? Because sometimes my brain is such a freeway. Basically, if you start reaching out to places like Universal, or they will give credit. Here's what I did with Star Wars back in the day when there wasn't DVDs, VHSs, social media, and the like. The only way you could find out about stuff was to sit through the credits or to read the paper. You can see the credit that they give to the makeup artists who are working in this event, both at Knott's Berry Farm, their scary event, and Universal. Okay, they're going to give credit to those makeup artists, and a lot of these makeup artists are groups. They do makeup for the industry. So then you can reach out to them and say, I'm a pair of hands. I'm good. I would love to come and help you. Understand, it's boots on the ground, trench time. You are slapping the paint on like a marathon. but it really teaches you the components, the basic components of how to do makeups on massive amounts of people that go out and perform there. You break it down into a system, you know, done. Yeah. And it's really exciting to see how it's done and watch people do it. So if you're someone who really wants to break into the industry, makeup, costuming, etc., etc., let me suggest volunteering for something like this. Now they will pay you. Okay. But it would be more entry level. And then as you work with these people get to see what you do, they go, hey, I could use you on this project or this project, and you're off to the races. Okay. And just think, you didn't even ask that question. Yeah, you didn't even ask that question. And yet I answered it. Woohoo! Oh, that feels so good. Tea is a wonderful thing, guys. You know, Ted Lasso doesn't like it, but boy, I sure do. So there you go. Thank you, Sydney, for saying that. Oh, I really want to watch. Yes. Yes, you can. Just reach out to me in one way, shape, or form, and we'll tell you how. Okay. Have you seen the new Hocus Pocus? It kind of reminds me of an extension of WandaVision. Michael Clark. No, I haven't. Isn't it about 2 hours long? 2 hours of my time I don't have for it right now because it's October. But I've heard a lot of good things about it. I have to be full disclosure. You will know right away. I should let you know if you're new to this channel or you're seeing it after we're live. Please post in the comments and please consider subscribing because you never know what's going to come out of my mouth. But I have no catalytic converter on my mouth, and I always want to tell you the truth. So when you ask me a question, I answer it always as truthfully as I can, and do it so you can benefit. So don't necessarily, if I'm asked about Michael Jackson, sit and tell you why it was so great that I met him. I tell you why me meeting him could have been a benefit for you. But Hocus Pocus, the first one, I didn't like that much. It was a bit too, oh, thank God. See, I love when they just go away. Especially when they're not my dad. When they're my dad, I have to answer it. And I think some of you may have experienced when my father's nurse calls me and I've got to pick it up, and you've had to listen to me tell the nurse, thank you very much. And yes, go see my father and all that, blah, blah. Yeah, that people don't get when you're broadcasting. That's just the way it is. And thank you for being patient while you watch me answer the phone and talk to my dad's nurse, which is essential, of course. Okay, so back to Hocus Pocus. It just didn't hit me the right way. However, I got to tell you, I am curious about the second one, and it's a totally crazy reason. And that is because I did get to go to D23, even though they took my booth away from me. I was able to go for at least a day, which is all I really could do. But I went for a day, and let me make sure that this person is not a new nurse, because you wouldn't believe these people who don't give you the actual name of themselves, but instead they okay, no. Yeah. This was a spammer. So yawn. Okay. Anyway, they will come and have no caller ID. The nurse will call me on the phone and it'll say unknown ID, which I don't pick up. So they're wondering why they're always getting messages. I said, give me a phone number or warn me that might be you, because I don't pick up numbers I don't recognize. If it's important, you'll leave a message. And so they always have to leave a message. They don't understand why. So my dad's nurse finally gave me his cell phone so that he could talk to me, because I don't pick up. If it's going to be behind a wall, sorry, good for you. But if you want to talk to me directly, that's my rule. So there you go. But I'll check it out, because the reason I want to check it out is at D23, I saw some of the most beautiful cosplay costumes of those three characters that were absolutely brilliant. And I couldn't get past how detailed and gorgeous they were. And this is the cosplayer of today, isn't it? I mean, I was a detailed cosplayer of yesterday, but I'm impressed at some of the stuff that they do today. They absolutely blow me away. You guys are really, really good. and it's fun to watch you. So if you are a cosplayer, I hope your costume is getting all ready for Halloween. If you're going to be coming out with your kids, I hope you're helping them get ready and getting everything together, which reminds me, I better get what I'm going to be giving out on the 31st. I might lose track of that and not have anything to give the kids. And so I've got to get on that. So Halloween is coming like a freight train, and I'm really excited to be a part of it because I love, love, love it. Also, many of you are going to the Oogie Boogie Bash, and I hear that's a lot of fun. So feel free to share that if you want to. I'm always excited to hear about all that. But no, Michael Clark, I've not seen it yet, but I plan to. And you can stream it, right? Seriously, my husband pinned me down and said, "What do you want to watch?" And I said, "Maverick." And it was under $5. So I got to watch Maverick. And then I shouldn't admit this, but I play it till just about the credits are over, and then I run it back so I can watch it again. And then I run it back and I watch it again. So for $5, I get 3 viewings because I don't let it end out all the way at the end. I just keep rewinding it. If it's a movie I really like, and Maverick, I really liked it. I liked the second one far better than the first. The first one was a bit bubble gum for me then. I've never been a big Kelly McGillis fan in this film. I don't think she's right. She kind of looks like his mom. So it's weird for me. But the second one, this new one, love everything about it. Mistakes, non-mistakes. Can it happen? Does it happen? Could it happen? It's similarity to Star Wars. I love it all. I love it all. I just love the movie. And saw it 3 times. Yeah. On my dime. So you know what kind of person I am. Truthful. Not going to lie to you. Where is the Abigail documentary? That is a really, really good question. It is available for rent and purchase, I believe. It's definitely for rent and purchase on iTunes and a site I was told called Voodoo. And then it's also on Amazon. So I don't know if you have to buy it on Amazon or if you can rent it there as well. I think somebody told me you could rent it there as well on Amazon. So that's where you can see it. Yeah. And then you can go to our website also, which is the title of the movie.com, I think. I don't know if my photo has it. Let me check. Keep going into moments. Let me see if I've got it here. It is very funny because you should have it like all the time. Yeah, I think it's under the title. Yeah, I just don't have a clear picture of this sucker, do I? I thought I did because I wanted to, but it had a QR code at the screening and it took me right to the website, so I could eventually go right to the website, I'm sure. And then the next time, if I can, I'll post it for you so you can see it. But Google it, you can find it. And you can rent it. It rents for about $6. So it's very, very reasonable. And I think, I'm sorry Disney Plus wouldn't air it, but when you see it, you'll kind of understand why Disney doesn't want to, air it at this time. They might later, but not now. You never know what happens when somebody draws attention to something, and then maybe, let's be positive and say it gets resolved, then they might show it and say, this was the start, So I'm excited that she did it. Yeah, really excited. Would you consider teaching a puppet class over Zoom sometime? You bet, Jessica. Yes, indeed. In fact, I want to do that on my Patreon page, which is a higher yearly membership. But I would also do a class. I can do a class, like a little taste of a class on like a YouTube or something. I plan on doing that. So let's talk more because you are part of the tribe. So we'll talk more about it. Yeah, because it's a good idea. I've had actually another person ask me the same thing. So it's time to do something. Yes. And I have so much puppet training in me, from characterization to voices to all types that you can make that are fun. As you know, then we can do that. Here we go. Prime. https www.imdb.com, title blah, 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 blah. I would say that's where you can find it. Thank you, Susan. I love people like Susan, and I've got so many of those. Leo Holzer in the tribe does that. Darren Michaels does that. You guys just take care of me, because technology is something that, as much as I want to learn more, it seems to keep getting ahead of me. Maybe that's the way it is with you if you're good at technology. So I can't necessarily always catch up, but I keep trying. So there you go. So it's good to have people in my corner. Thank you for that. Thank you, Susan. Susan Horky, thank you. See, you're even getting it from Sydney. See, everybody's just great. Showing love is important. Absolutely. These guys rock. Angie, how are you, darling? Sad DisCon was canceled, but what is the plan for the painting? Can anyone buy a chance? Will you be doing prints? It was fabulous. Thank you. Good question, Angie. So I did this painting. You're like, obviously you did this painting. Let me see if I can find it in here. And I will show it to you. I will happily show it to you. Here it is. I got to do the proper clouds. There it is. That's the one with the proper clouds. Okay, good. I did this painting for Give Kids the World. So DisCon is done by an organization, and it's to support a charity, as well as you guys have fun. It's to support a lovely charity. And I offered them the opportunity of, how about I do a painting for you, which is what Angie's talking about. And here it is. So as you know, Florida knows who this character is. If you're not from Florida and you don't know who this character is, this is Figment. And this is the first time that I just really painted quickly without worrying about blending, it's a new style. I'm still looking for my style. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Just working quickly to see if I can create something cool and exciting. The character in the bottom is the mayor of Give Kids the World. And forgive me if I don't know his name. That's how fast I painted it. So Figment is looking to the future, where all kids are helped and taken care of, and Give Kids the World is saying, hey, it starts with us. It's basically like that. I don't have a title. You can notice here near the bottom, or maybe you don't notice that, that it's very rough and impressionistic. I've never done impressionistic before. So when you zoom in, it's very impressionistic. It's not super, super crazy, insane detail. It's very impressionistic. When you go in, you can see the brush strokes, and you can see what's going on. I'm really proud of it, because it takes a discipline not to get all nerdly, because my other stuff is very, very highly detailed. And it's very nerdly, but that's the painting. And what happened to it when the hurricane made DisCon postpone, and that's what they've done. They have said that it looks like they are going to postpone till next year. And so I told them to keep the painting, and told them what it would cost me to ship and get it to them, and if they could either pay me for that I invested in the painting. I would not charge them for my hours, but just the materials and the shipping. And if they were willing to pay me for that, they could put it up for auction, and then the money is theirs. But they're not sure they want to do that. They are thinking that they want to let me do it, which I'm more than happy to do it. So at my table at DisCon will be a chance for you to enter an opportunity drawing for just $5 a ticket. And then I will draw a ticket out of the fishbowl, and the winner walks off with an original. That's it. So you walk off with the original painting for the price of the $5 tickets, and all of that money, after I pay myself, will go to Give Kids the World. So we're talking about how they want to handle that. They have the painting. They get to stare at it till they reschedule. I said, don't ship it back. It only adds to the cost. So keep it there, take good care of it, look at it, and try and decide what you want to do. If you want me to do that opportunity drawing, I'm game. I'm excited. And then we may just open it up to everybody, like a silent, like a silent auction is. Originally, I just wanted it to be with people who could go to DisCon so that they could walk away with the painting. But I have a friend who said that he would be willing to get it to you in one way, shape, or form. So I might just open it up to all y'all, because the idea is to help Give Kids the World, right? So thank you, Angie, for asking that question. And there is the question again. And thank you for telling me that you loved it. That is only my fifth or sixth painting. So I'm excited. And I just finished my sixth or seventh painting. I'm going to have to just lay them out and count so that so that I know how many paintings I've done. But I just did one on commission because I tell people, reach out to me while I'm ignorant, or um, catch me when I'm clueless is what I call it. Catch Terri when she's clueless, because I'm just learning. So in order to be able to paint more, I'm charging less for these paintings. And yeah, so if you've got something you want commissioned, I'm pretty fully booked now through December, but you're welcome to order, and then it would be for next year. So we can work it out if you want something painted. But trust me, a lot more affordable than my sculptures. Yes, indeed. Okay, thank you for saying that. Bob Berdine says, Terri, we spotlighted you and Disney Friends at our gallery during our art walk. Exactly. That didn't feel like a gallery, though. And it wasn't exclusive to me. Okay, so that's why I'm saying Lewis is the first one. It's featuring the one and only. Only. You only get to, I mean, there's other art up, but it's all about me at the Lewis galleries. And I've never had that, except for the Disney gallery at Disneyland. That was my official first gallery opening, if you really want to get detailed. But this is a gallery that really has no obligation to, Disney had an obligation to put me there because they hired me. So I was very active doing pieces for the park. So it would be good to put me in the gallery so that they could make money back for the prices that they paid. But that doesn't belittle them in any way. It was great to be there. And I wish I was still there being featured at the Disney galleries, my work. But that's another story. So Marianne doing this for me, I just love it. I'm very, very touched and very, very flattered. She loves my work and she wanted to feature me. And I'm very flattered because she is the first full-on Terri only gallery that is not a Disneyland or Disney World. So it's touching. She needs to be thanked for that. And I'm thanking her right now. I'm very excited. And she wants me to do a demo sculpture. Any ideas what I should do? Because I have no idea. I don't want to. I wanted to do Figment, but I'm not going to have time to do him this year. So I'm going to do him next year. And also, what I didn't say to Marianne. So Marianne, if you're listening, I had promised you all Figment before. And so to make it exclusive to the gallery, one of the things that I've said to Marianne and this gallery is that if I sculpt something for her to sell, it will be exclusive to her gallery, because that's the way that she can make some money on it. If I do it and then she tries to sell it aftermarket, it's also in my store and nobody's going to buy it with her. She's got to make a profit. She's got to run the gallery. You understand that. A lot of you, if you're with an artist, you do what you need to, and then the gallery charges 50% above that. So I feel that it's the pieces that I do for her should be exclusive to her gallery, and a place where you can't get it anywhere but there, like the Disney gallery. You couldn't get anything outside of Disney that, my pieces were only exclusively sold through Disney when I was there. So that's what I think should be for her too. That's why I thought about this. But it can't be Figment, I realize, because it can't be that Figment that I'm doing the limited edition of 50 of, because I could do a Figment, but I can't do the Figment that I have in my mind that I'm going to offer to all of you, like the Cheshire Cat, which is still available, by the way, if you're wanting a Cheshire Cat. Okay. And they will be at the show and sale. The one that I just showed you, and I'll show you again because I should. So the Cheshire Cat will be here. Also, my glow in the dark hitchhiking ghosts and the illuminating ghosts are sold out. So there you go. So that's what that is. So I want to do something exclusive to the Lewis galleries. So I am doing an exclusive pin. I'm doing an exclusive print. And if I have time, an exclusive painting as well. But I need to think of a sculpture that I can do that would end up probably being sold through the gallery after I'm finished, which means it would be exclusive as well. And I'm trying to figure out what. for some reason, Isma keeps jumping into my head, and I'm not so sure that. Yeah. So, and it also has to be. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, because it can be a one of a kind of Isma, and then I can do a line of Isma if there's enough energetic for Isma. But I really do love Emperor's New Groove, so Isma would be someone I'd like to sculpt. So maybe I could work on Isma. Tell me what you think. If you should you have an opinion on that, share with me. Who would you like to see if you were at the gallery? Okay. Thank you for that. And you're right, Bob. Absolutely. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. I'm on my break and wanted to say hello. Hello, Rose Burdine. Rose Burdine is in the house. Yeah, Bob. Your art walk is what I think about yours is, to get back to you guys, because there were hundreds of artists there, and that's what I really love. That's what I get invited to because of you. Because people saw the awards that I got from the La Puente mayor and La Puente mayor, and we got recognized. All the artists got officially recognized as being a benefit to your community, and I love doing those. And I'm invited to a lot of those, but it's because I shared yours first. So please don't think I'm downplaying yours at all. I love yours very, very much. But I have to be honest that someone saying they're going to give me my night at a gallery all by my lonesome is pretty special. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for both. Okay. Don't let my mouth get me into trouble here. Hi, Andrew. Everyone, hope all is well. I hope everything's well with you too, Andrew. Thank you for joining me. Good morning, Bob, says Rose. How about that, Bob? Say hi back, Bob. Oh my gosh, says Sydney. What was that about? I love when that happens. Holly, hi Terry. I was wondering what it was like working with Sonny Anderson. I think she brings really fun energy to the show she's on. She is a blast. She is a blast. When you are I have been a judge with Outrageous Pumpkins. There are 3 seasons of this version, and then there are 1 or 2 other versions that I think you can still see on the Food Network and Discovery Channel, definitely. So I've been there a long time. I've actually been there since 2005 with the Food Network. And in 2005, I was the judge who judged Ray Villafane, who you will remember was my co-judge. Ray Villafane, I judged his comeback. So he had won originally, and he was coming back to defend his title. And that's when they reached out to me and said, hey, do you want to be a contestant? And I said, no, but I'd make a doggone good judge. And then they had me send a videotape, and I explained in 10 minutes or less. I know you're finding that hard to believe. But in 10 minutes or less, I was able to tell them why I should be a judge. And the main reason was that Ray Villafane was very talented and very good, but he needed to be judged against Ray Villafane, not just the other contestants. Is Ray Villafane going to come back and step it up? Because if you're going to come back and defend your title, and that was what this was about in the original show, then you need to step it up. I think so as a judge. Now, the reason they have more than one judge is because I cannot have all the decision making. They want a little deliberating, and they want people from different walks of life, and they want that to be the situation. And then your host has to be Sonny. And all of a sudden, Sonny, who is Sonny Anderson, brought a whole different vibe, It's not that one host is better than the other, but sometimes as a show producer, you're looking for that je ne sais quoi that works with your show, and she seemed to bring it. And she's such a pleasure. But she's a very, very, very busy lady because she brings it to a lot of shows. I mean, that woman just brings it. So she's on a lot of shows. Discovery loves her. And so you get to see that sunny, smiling energy on Chopped and on other Food Network shows, because all of these producers just think she is a rock star. And I have to agree. She's amazing. And she's lovely. She's friendly. She's outgoing. She gets excited about stuff. It's really fun to find someone who's a lot like yourself. And I would love to be someone who could bring that to every show, like to have the opportunity to bring it to more shows than the one I'm doing. Actually, I'd love to do more shows. Yeah, because I love the production that I work with. I love them. And every time that they tell me I get to work with them, I get excited. So this last season, the season you're watching now, season 3, I can talk about, and yay, because I really had a great time this year doing this show. And I pray that you continue to enjoy it too. Sundays at 7 and 10 Pacific time, 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. Eastern on the Food Network. And you can, click into the Discovery, sample it, and then bail out after a month or so once you've seen what you need to see. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that parachute out more than me. So I don't think I'm telling a secret here. But that's a great way for you to see it if you want to do it on your own time without commercials. It's really, really fabulous. But yeah, she's got a lot of energy, Holly. And we see you next weekend, right? We see you on the 16th, demo day. I get to see your lovely children. Woohoo! And I have to remember to bring you your goodies. It's getting fatter and fatter and fatter. So you better bring some good luggage. Unless you're driving out, then yay. Okay, so every which way you can see that I'm excited to see you, don't you? Yeah, I'm excited. I can barely do 3. I know, right? Susan Horky says, I do the list too, Terry. Used to do that calendar, but stopped doing during COVID and moving 2 years ago. We're doing good. We're doing Good Girl in our prime. Oh, excellent. Yes. It is absolutely true. Forgive me. I don't know why I'm having a bit of it's not even really a runny nose. It's just kind of, well, I won't get too graphic, but for some reason I've had to do that twice and it's kind of weird. But anyway, yeah, this is the book calendar is, I have it in my phone too, but I need the paper because I really want to do this. Grab, place, open, look. Okay. And I can just look at the week at a glance, a calendar that lays out all the Saturdays are in a row. So I can go Saturday, which Saturday do I have free? Bum, 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 bum. This is what I did with the Lewis Galleries. They wanted a December date. They told me a December date. Bam, she said, this is the date we had agreed on. Is it still good? The 10th? Yes, it is. And now I'm beginning to wonder if I was supposed to go up north on that day, but I told them I had to check. I just checked. Lewis had it first. So I hope they have a different date. So maybe I can go see them as well. If not, we'll have to do it on the other side of the year because I was originally supposed to be with the Lewis Galleries in May or June, and my life exploded yet again. And so she and I got together and I said, I'm not prepared mentally or physically to do right by you. So she said, let's push it to December. And she said, how about the 10th? And I had penciled it in, but I couldn't remember it. Then we looked at it again and I said, it's the 10th. So if you're listening and I was supposed to do a Christmas party that day, it was already taken. So let's get together and talk about how we can adjust this so that we can take care of you as well. Okay. And I'm sorry about that date being double, but that seems to be the way sometimes some things happen. So, but I will come and see you guys. I want to. Okay. We'll lock it in for you now that I know what my December is truly like. Yeah. And I don't even know if you're on here and can hear this, but I will email you later if not. So let's get going. Ah, that's lovely, Bobberdine. Adam, hello. Hugs. Great to see you today. Yay. Hi, Adam. Good to see you. Yes, very good to see you. Susan says, I did makeup for plays once. How do we contact and try to do boots on the ground makeup? Well, first of all, you go to the Universal or the Knott's Berry Farm website. Okay. They are right now promoting these scream fests and all this screaming thing, whatever. I don't know what they're called, because I really, to be so honest with you guys, I don't go to these. It's not my thing. But I have so many friends in the industry. This is how they make some extra, green. So to answer your question, Susan, you would look at the promo, and then often Universal has somewhere in print. And what I'll do is I will try, let me just look here, because when I went to this thing with Michael, my friend Michael, who loves Halloween, by the way, when I went with Michael, I knew the makeup artist. There were 2 makeup artists actually doing demos right there at that time, and I knew one. We had both worked. We had both met during my work that I did with Guillermo del Toro. So he and I, let me just see if I can find it here. I think it's before this. So let me just take a quick look for you, sweetheart, and see if I took a picture of the information that I'm talking about. I don't know if I got it, because we were interviewing and I was trying to get the credits. It's called Halloween Horror Haunts, I think is what it's called for Universal. And I'm just trying to see. They were showing us each and every scary thing that they were doing. And it was just so fun. But like I said, I don't know if I got the credits. But you can actually Google, makeup artists. You can go on IMDb and type in the show. So Halloween Horror Haunts and whatever it is at Not Scary Farm. You can do that, and the credits of people, because that's one of the things that these makeup artists ask for, is to be put somewhere on the website, the credits of who's doing what. So go to their websites and dig around there. And if not, Google, with the keyword being the name of these shows, makeup artists who work on, and then type that in. It's gonna maybe be some work, a little sweat equity, but you'll find it. Yeah, like I said, it's gonna be a lot like when I was looking for Star Wars to find out who do I talk to do things like Star Wars, because all of a sudden there was my career in front of me and I had no idea how to get ground level. So it's the same thing. You just dig and dig and dig, and don't you quit. When you find someone, call them up and tell them what you do and say, I'd like to be a part of this next year. You're being very smart. And they're going to tell you, give me your name and then in your number, but don't sit on that. Around June, you want to call them again, just checking in, entry level, love to do it. Just want to remind you, it's easier for me to remind you than you to remember 10 or 20 names that you have on your list. So they're going to remember that. They're going to appreciate that. Okay. So main thing, Susan, don't give up. Next thing I know, you'll be telling me you're working it. And it's a workout, boy. I have been there. A friend of mine used to do it. I think Mike Burnett. So you might look up Mike Burnett too. I don't know if he still does it. But he was doing it, and I went just to see it in action, because I am not this. I can do makeup, but I'm not at that speed. Even if I only had to do eyes, and it's like a production line. You do eyes, zip, zoop, next, lip, zip, zoop, next. They do it all kinds of ways, but they do a great job. And some of it has masks. So it's just blackening of the eyes, which might be what you do on day, the first time you're there, you just blacken the eyes for the people and pop a mask on. I don't know, but you'll be in it and you'll get to know all kinds of wonderful people. So jump, girl, jump. It'll be good for you. Hey, y'all in New Mexico, hugs and loves. Deanna is making her way to her new home in Florida. Whoop, 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 whoop. She decided to wait till after Hurricane Ian had gone through and finished. I thought that was a smart move on her part. And she's driving down and hoping now the moving vans and trucks. This is a dream for her, to live in Florida with her husband and retire. So off they are going. They're in and around Orlando, so you know why they're going. Congratulations, Deanna. I'm excited for you. Just saying, hey, from Jacksonville. Why, thank you. Thank you, James Collins. Jacksonville. Wonderful. Missed you last weekend, but just makes the next DisCon even more exciting without a storm. Yes, they're thinking about doing it not during hurricane season. What do you think about that, James? I think that's a good idea. They say probably maybe February, March. I told them it would be great if they did that during those months because usually I'm really good for those months. Really good for those months. So I'm hoping that will happen. By the way, whether you get a chance, check out Werewolf by Night, the new Marvel special on Disney Plus. Thank you. Somebody else told me that was really good today. Adam, was it you? It's essentially a huge tribute to classic Universal horror, House on Haunted Hill. I love it. I love it. All shot in black and white. Even better. I'll watch it just because it's in black and white. Do you know that I can watch a really cruddy movie if it's in black and white? Like really bad movie if it's in black and white? I won't care because it's in black and white because I love black and white. If it's the true black and white, not the digital sort of smarmy black and white. But anyway, and even has practical werewolf makeup. Yay! Lon Chaney, American Werewolf in London. Yes, two of my favorites done by my friends. Just be aware it does get violent at the end. Also, Kurt Thatcher is in it too. Well, there's a reason to watch it. Kurt Thatcher. Did y'all see him in Star Trek? He played the rocker who kept turning up his music in a boombox. If you don't know what a boombox is, Google it. Or watch that Star Wars movie. What was it, Star Trek 4? Where Kirk Thatcher plays that guy. Oh, he's so good in it. He's such a sweetie. Kirk Thatcher is an amazing writer and pretty doggone, very, very talented person. And we've been friends ever since Dinosaurs, where we met. And the funny thing is that we both had like minds. While I was standing in line for Empire Strikes Back at the Egyptian Theater for 3 days in Hollywood, he was standing in line at Century City. And when the article came out, someone sent me the article, which I had not gotten. They sent me a copy of it, and I got to read it and saw Kurt's name, and I posted it and sent it to Kurt, tagged him on it, and said, "Look, he's in here. We're like minds." And he just laughed and laughed. He's such a great guy. So Adam, thanks for telling me. I think that's what I'll do. I'll watch this first before Hocus Pocus. No offense, but Kurt Thatcher's in it, so of course I got to watch it. I got to watch it because my buddy's in it. Yeah, and it sounds fun. Sounds fun. Werewolf by Night. Okay, see, it's probably going to have to happen Sunday on Family Day. Yeah. When I get locked in then my husband says, "Oh no, you don't. You are not working. Take those and put them over there. You promised." Yes, I did. I have that rule tool about calls. I don't trust unknown numbers. Yeah. Sydney, it's just really smart. If you pick up every number that calls you, you don't get anything else done anyway. So at least let those that you don't know wait and leave you a message if it's that important. Yeah. Also, if you don't see, Sydney did an amazing Hocus Pocus cosplay. Is it your fault? Is it your fault, Cindy? Are you the one that did the one that I saw that I loved at D23? Because boy, that was killer good. That was killer good. So if it's you, you're the one that makes me want to see Hocus Pocus 2, even though I really didn't like Hocus Pocus 1. Your costume was, if it's the costume I saw, yours was amazing. Just brilliant. Thank you for telling me that, Adam. Rose, I wish I could stay and listen. Have to get back to my students. Everyone have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. Yay! Yeah. Okay, have fun, Rose. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. Susan says, there you go. That's to find the documentary again. Thank you, Susan. Very good. Beautiful. Well, Jessica Lynn Eklund, how are you? Will you be making any pumpkins this year? Yes. In fact, last year, one of my neighbors started a trend with me. So a lot of times if I sculpt pumpkins for others, it's for TV shows and their Halloween parties. So I've done pumpkins for Ellen's show, for True Blood, for Desperate Housewives, for et cetera. All of those are old because I've kind of tapered off doing them. What I like to do now is I teach classes, and if I have a student who really takes a liking to pumpkin sculpting, then if I'm asked to do one, I say, well, I can do it for X amount of dollars. I'm usually around $750 to sculpt a pumpkin. And then I say my students, but then I say, I've got some really great students who do some really good work, and I'll show them the work and say, this is what they will charge, but you'll have to take the art that they give you. So when they want to be specific, like in Desperate Housewives, I did the apple, and the apple glowed like the Desperate Housewives apple. And if I had my iPad and could connect it, I'll show you, but I'll show you in the future. Then for True Blood, I did a vampire biting a lady's neck. It took me 6 hours to do that one. All of them light from the inside. Let me point that out. If you go to my Instagram page, you can see a lot of that. And the Instagram page is, let me hide this, right here. Just scroll through my photos and you'll find it. You'll also find the Cheshire Cat that I did, and that's Joseph Yakovetic's fault, because he said, hey, why don't you try doing an assembled pumpkin? So I did a Cheshire Cat and a little video about it. So you can see it there on my Instagram page. So yes, and so then, and also, Jessica, I'm going to have to do pumpkins for Halloween. So I'm going to be a busy girl doing my own, but I started to say, what is the tradition that she and I have started, my neighbor, is that she will let me eat all the sushi I want until I have to roll out of the restaurant if I sculpt her a pumpkin for her porch. Very dangerous to offer me this. Seriously. I love fish a lot. So she caught me on a day when I was kind of full, I guess. I don't know. I remember she said she thought it wasn't that big of a deal. Yeah, but I had 2 servings of a whole mackerel, and I know what that costs. So, and please understand, she is someone who I said, don't offer this to me unless you mean it, because I will not be shy. It could cost you a couple $100 by the time I'm done at the sushi restaurant. So don't offer it to me. But she came back again this year and she said, can we do it again? It was so much fun. She's a really sweet lady, and I love doing it because I love sushi and I love not having any restrictions. I can have some sake, warm sake, and then just eat as much fish till I can't even breathe. And it's really, really nice. It's really, really kind for her to do that. And she thinks it's really, really kind of me to sculpt the pumpkin. So the pumpkin you saw on the thumbnail of the cat, that was hers. I did a skull cat because she loves cats. This year, I'm not sure what I want to do for her. Maybe something fun with a dog, because she loves dogs also. Something with animals. Maybe a werewolf. Werewolf could be fun. So anyway, I don't know, but I got to come up with something for her. So yeah, I'm going to be, so to answering your question, yes, I'm going to be doing quite a few. Besides demoing for classes and demos, like I mentioned. Yeah, I'm going to be a busy lady. I'll tell you what. Bryce, the kids, and I are so excited to see them. I really want to do them. Well, Jessica, you can go to my website. And by the way, welcome and congratulations. I haven't had the chance to congratulate you and Bryce on your nuptials and your life and your all the cool stuff that comes with finding the person that you finding the love of your life. Let me just say it that way. So congratulations. Also, there is a virtual class available that you can take from me, or somewhere Bryce's mom has the DVD, and the DVD does teach you. And she also has tools. So, sweet talker, and you can do that rather than have to buy them from me. Or reach out to me and I'll give them to you as a wedding present, okay? Because I haven't sent you guys a wedding present. So reach out to me and I'll send you that package and y'all can share and sculpt. I'll do that for you if you want. But the virtual class is $40. You got to find a pumpkin and you sculpt with me virtually on Zoom. And that will be Halloween morning. I'm afraid that's the only time I have free. So if it doesn't work, don't worry about it. Next time, if you and the kids want to do this, it looks like, actually, I just spoke with Lynette today, my partner in crime and best friend. We are doing a new book together. We did Giggling Pumpkins together. And if you don't know what Giggling Pumpkins is, I better pull it up and show you. But we did a book together where I illustrated it. She wrote the story, okay? And she did the coloring and I did the line art. And believe me, doing the line art from stick figures to the real thing isn't easy. Let me just tell you right now, It is not an easy thing for me to do. It requires a lot of thinking, and it's very challenging to go from concept to design. So I'm just, oh no, this is not where I wanted to be. I wanted to be in favorites. Let me just pull favorites. I should have my book in here. It'll be a lot quicker if I can show it to you this way. It should be in here. Maybe not. How dare I not have it in favorites? That's embarrassing. All right, so shame on me. It should be in here. Doggone it. It is not. So I gotta fix that. That is a you better fix this, sister moment. But anyway, we do a book together. Anyway, what I was trying to tell you guys is it looks like we are getting ready to do another book tour next year. We have a new book coming out. More on that later because Terri's got to finish doing the drawings. But we have a new book coming out, and we're going to be featuring it in October because that's when we do it. And she and I will be in your area. So if you guys grab some pumpkins, there will probably be a couple of off days. Maybe you can plan on visiting her, with your family, kind of plan for it now, get with her and do it. Maybe you could come and we could do a class together for you guys. So it's a suggestion. I know you have children, and with each child comes a new challenge, doesn't it? Even though I don't have kids, I know all about them because I are one. So I'm more than happy to work with you in that. Okay. All right. So let me see if I can find this picture of the two of us with the book, because it's really embarrassing that I can't. I mean, seriously, really, it should be in there. Here we go. Here we go. Goodness gracious, what's the matter with me? All right, here we go. Here's a good one. I'm going to put a heart on it so I don't lose it again. Small moment to plug this in and show you. There we go. Should just leave it plugged in. There we go. There you are. So here we are. You'll recognize this, Jessica, and so will Bryce. This is our book. And like I said, I did the illustrating. She did the coloring and the story. So you can see it nice and big right there. And we're working on another one. And so we are scheduled to the last couple of weeks in September. I think it's going to be like the the last week in September or something like that. Into October, we're going to be going to some live events promoting this book. So what you can do is get with Lynette and see if you might coordinate something cool, awesome, and wonderful that we can do together. Okay? All right, cool. If not, I understand because you guys have a big family. But if you can do it, let's rock and roll. I think your kids would like it, and I love kids because I are one. Okay? Okay, coolness. Yay! Excellent. Okay, awesome. Oh my, that's beautiful, and he's so cute. Thank you. Yeah, my painting is new. I started it during the pandemic with a self-portrait, which was very detailed, and I did it of myself so I wouldn't have anybody complaining. Here's another cue for you. If they tell you to do a portrait of someone, do it of yourself so you don't have to listen to someone whine about how it doesn't look like if it doesn't turn out. Because it was my first painting. I mean, seriously, it was. So I said, I don't want to hear people whining at me if it doesn't turn out. I want to just see if I can do this. And it turns out that I can. And I've done quite a few, but I need to count how many I've actually done, because saying 6 or 7 is like really silly, right? It's silly. But thank you for saying that, my darling. And good to have you on board. That is a gorgeous painting. Oh my God. Thank you. Gosh. Sydney, this is really sweet of you. You never know. This one was really, do not do detail. Okay. So if I cut, let me just cut to my other one. You're going to see half of my uneaten breakfast. I apologize for that. But if I cut to this camera, if you look back here, can you see this right here? It's not lit very well, but that is my painting number 2, painting number 2, and it's not done yet. So here is my, here, if I just do this, there is my reference. And there is my painting. And I don't have it lit, so I apologize. But this is the paint, this is the reference, this is the painting, and this is very detailed because I'm taking a class. So the class has you sketch it out, uh, anchor your drawing, paint all of the darks, paint all of the lights. What else can I tell you? And I'm not done yet because now we're going into the details of it. I still haven't worked in the eyes. I usually like to paint the eyes pretty quickly because it creates a personality. It hits me in the soul. And so this is really taking some discipline to do this. But unfortunately, or fortunately, if I can say that to you guys, I've been getting commissions, or charities have asked if I'll do a painting for them or do something for their charity. And I've said, please let me do a painting because I'm looking for my own style. This is a nice style, but you can't tell that it's Terri's style. Okay. And so that's where I'm working. And I told you about Tom. Tom said it takes some time to find that style. And my other friend, Mark, said the same thing. Mark said it takes about 10 years. So I don't know if it's going to take less for me, but I'm always striving for it because I don't want someone to look at my painting and name someone else, you know? I don't want someone to say, ooh, that looks like A, and names, that looks like a Mark Davis. Well, great. Then it's Mark Davis's work. You know, Mark Davis was my study person, maybe, you know? So one of the things I think I'm going to try later is Jackson Pollock, because, you know, he used to take sticks, and he used to take basters and paint like abstractly. And although I don't fully understand his paintings at all, I don't get them at all. But it's a dedicate, because I don't get him, because I don't fully understand about Jackson Pollock. That is a good reason to try and do a Jackson Pollock, because maybe in that something will pop that's locked in me, and that could get me on the road to my style, which can't imagine it would be Jackson Pollock. But my point is this: if you do these things you don't understand, you can learn more. Like if you follow someone and you're going, I don't quite understand the concept of this, let me try to do my version of this, and just go and just go for it, whatever it is, then yay. So I have another painting, but I have to get permission to show it. So before I do that, because my friend, I did one for my friend Evan for his mom for his birthday, because I said, catch me when I'm clueless. If you want, if you want to get a painting, do it now while I am struggling to find myself, because my prices are a lot more, less of an investment. Let me just say that. So he asked me to do one for him, and we created a system where he could pay me. I'm not going to disclose what it was. That's between him and me, or you'll know about it on the tribe. But Terri's Tribe. That's right. Terri's Tribe. What? Terri's Tribe. What? Terri's Tribe. What? Terri's Tribe on Patreon, patreon.com/Terri Hardin, where I wish you'll add your voice to us. It's only $5 a month. You can actually do it like I was telling you to do with Discovery Plus or Disney Plus. Do it for a month, see if you like it and keep it, or walk away. And I won't fault you for it. I won't judge you for it. Just test the waters and see if you like what you see. And that means getting on the Zoom calls and catching a couple lives. But the Patreon page is great, and a lot of things happen. So Evan and I are involved with Patreon, and that was where we got together. He's part of the tribe. And let me see. Here we go. Let's see. I'm just trying to find where I left off. Yeah, thank you. I left off with Michael Clark, actually. Michael's next. So yeah. So that was a situation. That was a deal. I think if I just, cut loose like I did with Give Kids a World, where it's kind of a little bit, you're just doing your impression of certain areas, bringing some things forward, bringing some things back, and you're using your impression. It was fun to do that painting because I just let go. And then what happened afterwards is I did this painting for Evan, and things happened while I was in the zone. Or if those of you who love Star Wars, I feel the Force was with me. And I did this painting. And when I came out of that, there's like a Zen state. Those of you who paint me or sculpt or do any kind of art, there is a Zen state that you can get into, which we love, where you're like somewhere else. Your mind has wandered and done something, but your hands are still moving. And then when you come consciously back to that, what you're doing, something magical has happened. And that's what happened with the painting that I did for Evan's mom. I told him that if I show him the sketch of it, which I will probably give him, but if I show him the sketch of it, he's going to see where I diverted from it. And if I can show it, I think what I'll do is I'll show it to the people on Patreon first. And then if I can show it to you, I will. But I diverted because I was in this Zen state, and it was revealed to me because I was in that perfect force where I just did it. I didn't think about it. I just did. You remember in Maverick, and just like with Luke, they, use the Force, Luke, or just do it. Stop thinking about it and just do it. And Evans is the first painting that happened to me. So I'm eager to paint another one to see if I get more of that, because I'm hungry for that Zen state to see that's going to take me where I need to be. And I was really excited. I'm super proud of the painting that I did for him. That one is cool. And he says he can't think of anyone else who paints like that. So could that be my style? Who knows? I don't know. Anyway, I'm excited. So it's a journey. I think half of the part that makes you feel alive is the journey and learning something new. And I love learning things new. So if you have a painting that you'd like to have, don't get locked in on how it's done. Just tell me a character and let me go, and get me when I'm clueless. That's my statement. Hello, Michael again. My mom and dad now have a YouTube. It's Travel Adventures with the Clarks. How's it going? I love that your mom and dad have a YouTube. What's it say? Travel Adventures with the Clarks. How cool. Oh my gosh, I got to watch it. Oh my gosh, I got to watch it, Michael. That is awesome. Oh, yay. I hope I was part of that reason that they started that. I know there's thousands of people on YouTube that can give you that thing to go do it, but I hope I had a tiny bit of that. Okay, I get it. It was so much fun. Pull the lever, Kronk. Exactly, Jessica. Adam says, would definitely love to see Isma. Yeah, I love Maleficent. I got to tell you, I love Maleficent. I love Maleficent. She was my number one, and then maybe my number two favorite one was, I'm doing a little threading here. Yeah, so I can get a little more space on this. I've got this hooked up, and I want to show you guys something. So that's why I'm doing this really quickly. Okay, so camera, it's me. No, okay, so now I'm going to point this up to my ceiling, if I can do it. I got to get it framed first. It's upside down, but let me see if I can get it. You're going to see the fan going because it's California and we always have fans going. And it's upside down, but you guys will still get the idea. Okay, here we go. Let me show it to you now. You like me contorting like this? Okay, here it is. There it is right there. Do you see it? So this is my entrance to my, I'm trying to just do it. It's hard to do it while looking. This is the entrance to my attic here in my studio. And it is Maleficent looking down at me with the raven. And you can see how he's also done forced perspective. This is my dear friend, Philo Barnhart. He can paint and do anything. He is genius. And here it is. And she looks at me every single day. So she is my favorite villain. And I was thinking of maybe sculpting the Wicked Queen, but the Wicked Queen has definitely been done, right? A million times. But she was my favorite. And because she was my favorite, he did that for me. I love looking at it every day. It's really wonderful. And then I should show you my Brian Jowers. You may remember that Brian Jowers and I worked for a little bit on some cool. We worked on Dragon's Lair together, and then they asked him to go back to his own concept art because they liked what I was doing better. And it's a shame because I liked what Brian and I were doing better. Excuse me. Go figure, right? And then I don't know if I've showed you something else. Let me just take a minute since I'm kind of showing you amazing artists that I have. So let me just show you this. There we go. Oh, yes. Wonderful. Now, don't move. Okay. And I'll use my phone again. I hope you can hear me. I'll use my phone again. I know you're looking at nothing. What the heck? Why are we looking at nothing? I'm back. So calm down. I'm going to show you the next thing. I'm going to get it in focus first. There it is. I've got my cup in the way. That's even rude. So I'm going to move some things around for you so you can see this. This is by my dear friend, Keith Rogers. Keith Rogers is an amazing stained glass artist. And Keith decided, there it is. Look at that, guys. Does that just kick you in the teeth? Isn't that beautiful? So that is a stained glass window by Keith Rogers. He's an amazing man. And he just wanted to make me a window. And I said, I don't want to be a window, but I'd like one. So here it is. I told him that the other person that I like to write, and I apologize for it being crooked. I just don't know how to hold cameras properly. There you go. That's a little better. And I told him I love the Wicked Queen. And so he does impressions of the characters, not necessarily the characters. And he did this stained glass window for me, and I absolutely love it. It's here in my studio. Isn't it beautiful? It's so beautiful. It's just great. So there's a lot of talented people out in this world doing a lot of talented things. And I am seriously, seriously grateful. Let me just get rid of that. Goodbye. Thank you. Sure. There we go. Okay. So I just wanted to show you that because it's really, really cool, isn't it? And I love art. So we could trade art for art if you want a painting or something, you know. Keith he didn't want to trade anything. He just wanted to do that for me. And I'm really grateful. And his wife does incredible jams and preserves and yeah. And then my friend Jim does beautiful calendars. So everybody does really, really great things. And so there's no reason for you not to join the tribe or be a part and do something cool with us because you're good at it, right? Right. Isma would be phenomenal. I know. And it's a good time to do her for the gallery because she would be exclusive to the gallery. And it's very possible she could be a one of a kind, which means that I would speak with the gallery owner about her being one of a kind, tell her what my one of a kinds go for. And then maybe she's more than one of a kind because you can commission a one of a kind from me to do, but they are seriously an investment. They are exclusive to you. That pose will never be given to anyone else, nor will that piece be ever recreated ever from me. And so that's quite an investment. So there you go with that. Yeah, my husband's going to go, you're a little bit hot on this side. And that's because I showed you my window and I don't really want to pull the blinds down. I want to look at it. So if I'm a little bit hot on the screen, I apologize. I'm just looking at my window. Isma isn't spotlighted enough. I love her. Well, thank you. Sounds like you guys are all on board. So maybe I'll start studying her. Senators, Congress, Assembly members, the County of Los Angeles representatives. I know we presented you with 7 certificates. We were all forever grateful to you and the Disney Friends. It was so much fun because I got to hang out with Matt McKim's brother and Bob Gurr and you. I think Rose was doing the the gambit. She was walking around, but you popped in and hung out for a while. And then when there was that guy who did those antenna ball things, I can't remember his name, but he was very cool. And then of course Faust, who I still have Faust's art on my wall. Yeah, still there. I look at it. Faust is another one who I can look at his work and know it's his. So I'm questioning and asking artists all the time now that I'm in the two-dimensional world, which I thought I was not going to be very good in because I love sculpting. And now I'm starting to get a feel for it. So I'm really happy. I just had to wait a little bit later so that I could be more patient with myself. And if you've tried something in the past and thought you weren't good at it, and you said never again, don't never say never, because you might have the ability in your mind to do it even better. Anyway, I think I do. So there you go. Hey, Diane, better late than never, girl. Adam says Universal Halloween Horror Nights, not Scary Farm. Exactly. So that's what you would do. You would put in Google makeup artists. I'd start with makeup artists who work on, and put these two in the Google. Yeah. And on IMDb too, I think would work also. And the names will come up and they'll have that in their credits. Now you write to that group or person and say, hey, you need help. I would like to. Yeah. So yeah, that's how I started. Who can I talk to? What can I do? If any of them were speaking, I went and saw the talks. Yeah, back in the day, because there was no internet, there was no Google, there was no VHS, there was no DVDs, there was newspapers. That was it. There were no cell phones. You get me, right? Yeah. Thank you, Adam. Leo had mentioned it on the tribe this morning. So 2 recommendations from people who are the same taste. I have to watch it now. That was Leo. Thank you for saying that. Thank you, Bob. Berdine, for helping me with that. I believe you did see it. It was cosplaying as Sarah Sanderson, the blonde sister. And thank you so much. That means everything for me. Yes, I thought I did. I mean, they're just amazing, you guys. You know, all the detail is beautiful. I saw that detail when I competed. It was called Costume Contest, and it lasted about 2 hours at the San Diego Comic-Con convention instead of 8 or 3 days or whatever your costume competitions are like down there. It's insane. And this stuff is just getting better and better every time I see it. Not that if I had something I wanted to create the costume for, I wouldn't do it. As you know, or maybe you don't know, I did make the Hella hat. And some people have offered to buy it. And I've said, no, I kind of like her hanging out here as an example for I've got a book. Yeah, doesn't everyone? A book that I want to do. And I think that will make it just fantastic. So yay for me. Yay for us. But in that book, this Hella hat I built because I saw a girl using wood and I was afraid she's going to break her neck and paralyze herself. So I have a book that I'm working on that I think will really, really help you guys with your cosplay that doesn't involve heavy things like wood and things that cut you like plastic in vacuum form and you know, stuff you've got to line. It's old school, but it's fun. If you embrace it, it's good. Connie says, good morning, wishing you a pumpkin perfect day. Yeah, 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 yeah. Whoop, whoop, yeah, whoop, yeah, yeah, ooh, yeah, ooh. Yeah, a pumpkin perfect day. Yes, yes, yes. What can I do on that wonderful comment of Connie's? Let me see if I can find a pumpkin for a pumpkin perfect day. Because we got him. You asked for it, you got it. Sorry. I'm digressing again. Okay, pumpkin perfect day. Let's do a pumpkin perfect day. What'll it be? 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 As I look, I keep thinking it's all so wonderful. All so wonderful. Okay, we'll do a little medley for you, okay? Pumpkin medley, Connie, here it is. Here's the pumpkin patch that I used to work at and do all my classes there. But he's retired and the pumpkin patch is no more. But here I am, and I've carved this demon face. And Joseph Yakobetic is his name, his ears are buzzing right now, it's his fault again because he said, why don't you paint it? So I painted it. Not a fan of painting pumpkins, but I painted this one and it turned out really, really cool. Nice and scary. I think it actually helps this one because this pumpkin kind of had a shallow mouth and it's kind of hard to see here in this picture. But the painting, I was able to paint it and make it look a lot deeper and a lot scarier. So painting does work. This is my Cheshire cat I told you about. Joseph Yakovinic's fault again. But you can see he's got a body, he's got a little butt, he's got a little tail, and his face lights up. This is the stuff. And then I love to get weird. This is because I learned about butternut squash, and this is to show people in my neighborhood that they're supposed to walk up the porch. So that was my way of doing it. This is my Sleeping Beauty pumpkin. So this is Belle. This is a 100-pound pumpkin. And this is the picture, a portrait of Belle. And then next to Belle is Beast. So Beast is here. Can you see Beast kind of growling there? And if I go back to this one, you can kind of see Beast. See him in the back? Kind of pulling from her as she's looking all pretty with her book. So I do a lot of that sort of thing. I probably should do something like that for the demo at the show and sale because it's good, but you can also see her here, how they look unlit, but I love lit. Okay, I think you should all light your pumpkins because it just changes how they look. Let me show you again. There it is. See how her eyes pop and everything, and see how she's framed with the light, and then Beast with his growly behavior in the background. See his eyes there, his nose there, his teeth, etc., etc. So it's fun to do a layout like that. It takes time though, guys. This is an investment of your time, but it's fun to do it. So there it is. And then you see my little hand pumpkin down in the bottom down here. Yeah. What else have we got? Oh, that's my ring. Whoops. Another subject, sculpting jewelry. But anyway, so that kind of gives you, thanks to Connie, talking the pumpkin joy. There's some pumpkin joy and things like that. So, but I do a lot of fun charity stuff because I love doing fun charity stuff. And let me show you one more that I think you'll really like. This is my dragon's egg. So here is my dragon's egg, and my dragon's egg. This is my dragon's egg unlit. But wait till it's lit. This is why when you work with me and take a class with me, there is the end result. So here is it without being lit, which can be super cool. I agree. But I love showing you the joy of working with the depths in the wall so that you can make it even more striking lit. So there you go. Thank you, Connie, because you got me all pumpkined up. Woo, woo, pumpkined up, pumpkined up. Yep. Holly, Terry's virtual class is fun. Did it with my daughter, who was probably 6 at the time. She was really fast. People will say, how long does your class go for? And I go, well, I'm on it. With virtual, I'll do 2 or 3 hours. But kids do it in about 2 or 3 minutes, don't they, Holly? She took a little longer. In fact, she had asked her husband and her son to do it, but they had other things to do, probably Lego. But they came in, they tried it, and then the 2 ladies stayed with me and did it, didn't they, Holly? Terry treats the kids the same as adults and helps them work out their ideas. I highly recommend it for kids and adults alike. It was a lot of fun. So virtual, if that's what you can do, please do it. We do it for a couple of hours this year, Halloween morning, because you want it as close to that day. Not me. I'll show you how to put it in a refrigerator. But if you want to do an earlier one, but I don't have any earlier ones to do. I am booked up that last week. I'd have to say solid. I don't know how I'm even going to do it, guys. I really don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to have to get a lot of rest. And luckily my husband is home that week. So he can just, say, you're really walking funny. Sit down and take a 2-hour nap. Seriously, it's going to be a crazy time for me. So, and one that I love, or I wouldn't be doing it, right? So that's kind of the rule there, I will probably forever be a kid at heart. I agree with you. That's the way to do it. And we wouldn't have it any other way. Yay. Eyes are definitely windows to the soul. Yeah, and I like painting them, but a lot of people paint them first. I do because it kind of spurs me through. And I'm not going to say that I don't do that still, but that Give Kids the World painting, I didn't. I waited till about midway, and the one I did for uh uh Evan for his mother, that one was like, it was like icing on the cake when I finally cherried out the eyes the way I wanted them. Um it just, the painting was like lightning through my body. It electrocuted me with great joy. So I feel I'm getting closer. It was like I'm getting closer. And every time I look at that painting, it really touches me because Evan's painting that I did for his mom was a turning, was a not a turning point, but an accomplishment. Something happened at that one because of the one I did for Give Kids the World. Just, so that's why I'm thinking of jumping up and doing a Jackson Pollock, because it'll be my Terri does Jackson Pollock painting, right? And I have no idea what it'll be like, but I want to do it because it'll get my whole body into the whole thing, and then I'll do another painting like I like to do, and things could happen. You see what I'm saying? Maybe you Pollock out a little bit, even though you don't understand it. You got the basic idea. I've watched several videos. I've been painting, and then you go, okay, now put it away. Okay, now I'm gonna, I've got my bulbs ready and my sticks ready and a few cans of paint. Let's go, and just find out what happens and see what it says to me after I'm done. Because according to Jackson Pollock, who is a very moody fellow, you could feel his moods. And he does this one where he calls it like Animal Stampede or something that he did for that very famous lady who helps artists. Like, she loves art, and if she likes your painting, you're like big. And so she asked him to do a wall for her when she was young. And she still asked you to do stuff. But he did this painting where he said he just was. One guy called it glorified wallpaper, right? But it's really cool. And it's repetitious, but I see animal faces in it. It's like more detailed than I've ever seen Pollock do. And I was really impressed with it. I was like, wow, although it's not what I want in my house, I can see why other people think it's really cool, because he really was completely in the zone. And when he woke up from it, this is what stood before him. What is it like to do a whole painting in that state? And I'm sorry he was depressed, because that would just excite the heck out of me. I met H.R. Giger, which is a real trip. He's, of course, passed away, but when I met him, whew. Oh, whoa. Inverted cross around his neck should be your first clue. Wear metal around your neck in case the man is a vampire. I never knew. But he said he would start at one corner, and he's the one, of course, that did the designs for the alien, the alien creature came from H.R. Giger. And so he started at one corner, and he would just paint to the other diagonal opposite corner. And when the painting was done, he would wake up, and that was his painting. He said it wasn't a lot of planning. It wasn't a lot of layout. It wasn't a lot of conceptualizing. He would just have sort of an idea of what he wanted to do, and then he would go diagonally through, and he would just tap into that zone. How he tapped into that zone, he didn't really discuss that with me. Some artists get high. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't do that. Just not interested. But I tapped into it just for a minute. Just for a few minutes, about 10 minutes, probably 10, 15 minutes, maybe 20 with Evan's painting for his mom. And it really affected me so much, because when I woke up, it was like, whoa, what did I do? And then I asked myself, why did it go this way? And when I get to show it to you, I will explain it. I'm explaining it now that it's shown on the Patreon page. So I'm going to start with explaining why it's so special to me on Patreon first, because he's part of the tribe. So the tribe will get to hear it first. So please, patreon.com/Terri Hardin, $5 a month, dip a toe in the water and see. It's so much. It's so much there that more than tongue can tell, but sample it, if you will. And then I hope you stay. Linda, girl. We need to talk because I want to make sure you get on those Zoom calls, girlfriend. Okay. I kept looking for you and I didn't know if you got on. She's part of the tribe, guys. And when there's a challenge and you're in the tribe, you got to reach out to me and let me know because I will move heaven and earth to get it to work for you. Okay. So please reach out to me, Linda, because I'd love for you to be on the Zoom calls. Okay. I didn't see your smiling face and I was concerned. Next time I'll take your email and invite you directly if you text me. Okay. Or we could do a test and make sure we're linking up properly if you're still having trouble with that. All right. But please reach out to me because I was worried about you, my friend. I was really worried. Diane says, me too, LOL. By the way, since it's Halloween, literary question for you. In Sleepy Hollow story, did Ichabod Crane survive his encounter with the horseman or was he spirited away? Also, was it a real horseman or Brom Bones in disguise? What some great questions there, yeah? I love the Headless Horseman. So Disney was going to commission me to do the Headless Horseman, and boy, did I have a fantastic sculpture for them before they changed their mind. And I keep telling myself, just because they change their mind doesn't mean I can't sculpt it, but it's very, very detailed. And it's in a pose that really pushes the medium. So you may notice that when some people, and I'm getting a little bit off topic here, Adam, but you triggered a thought as usual. Some people, when they sculpt, it's anchored to the base as well. It should, kind of like if you're going to paint a mermaid, she's on a rock. If you're going to sculpt a mermaid, she's on a rock because that gives her the most base so she doesn't break. And I did a mermaid where she's floating because I like to defy the medium. I think of a mermaid floating, so I sculpted her floating. And the way I tackled that challenge was a one of a kind for a very dear friend of mine, Susie. So for her husband's birthday. So my point to this is that I was going to do the Headless Horseman and I was going to do one hoof touching in the Crazy Horse as opposed to all the hooves touching or just the front and the back's kicking up. I had a really cool design and I don't even know if I could have executed it, but I was going for real movement and air define, like it was really going to be moving. But to answer your question, if you're talking the Disney version, Ichabod did survive. Because in Disney, everyone survives. And or if, for the most part they do. And it's always a happy thing. And as far as I don't know about Brom Bones being in disguise, I always like to think of the horseman as the horseman. And Sleepy Hollow, the movie with Johnny Depp, is one of my favorite ones. A lot of people didn't like it, but I loved Christopher Walken as the horseman. I thought it was so scary and creepy. And the guy doing the now I'm getting into the reason I liked it. The guy doing the actual stunt stuff where you're sword fighting and doing all that really cool sort of fighting that you do in that movie is the same guy who was Darth Maul, did the stunt stuff for Darth Maul. I don't know if he played Darth Maul or he was Darth Maul. I don't know enough about it. But I will tell you that person was the same person doing that choreography that was so awesome and cool and amazing. So I guess that's why I like it. Yeah, I miss that guy, actually. That guy was so talented, is so talented. I just miss him. He's not, I'm sure he's still alive. I'm not saying he's not. But I am saying that, wow, I miss him in films. Yeah, he's really good. So I'm not really answering in that very well. But you tapped on something that I absolutely love, which is the Headless Horseman. I adore the Headless Horseman, and I really should sculpt the Headless Horseman. That would be quite an adventure. Yeah. Wow. Looks awesome. Thank you, Bob Berdeen. Oh my gosh. That stained glass window is gorgeous, isn't it? Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah. He's Keith Rogers. He's really talented. I met him through one of my tribe people, Michael Morgan and his beautiful mom. They put me onto this guy and his fabulous, adorable, cute, and cuddly wife. And they're both just great people. And that is, he kept saying, do you want a peek of it? And I said, no, surprise me. Do you want to give me any guidance on how it should be designed? No. No, I don't want you to tell you how to do it. No, you know how to do it. And I know you know how to do it. So no, no. I like people to just let me run, so I want to let you run too and do your design. And he got it, didn't he, Cindy? He grabbed it. It's gorgeous. Which is why I didn't put my blind down again, because I wanted to see it. I have to pull the blinds up and pull them down, pull them up when I'm in here and look at it, and then pull them down so people don't look in the other part, because it doesn't quite fit my window. I framed it so you guys didn't have to look out into my yard and be distracted, but that's it. Terry, have you looked behind where you sit, where you have to walk away? There's a lot of things to look at. LOL. Don't ever say that we're not looking at nothing. Your room is very entertaining. Oh, thank you. I never thought of that. Thank you, Diane. But you're right. The mermaid tail. People are like, why is that there? Yeah, a lot of people ask me about her. And then if I dip this way, this was given to me as a gift. And I just watched Cinderella again. And I go, there's my book. And then there's a QR code up here, but I've told it needs to be closer for you guys to see it. So I'll work on that. But this is my first film. I did a silent. It was okay, but at least I did it. And over here, which you can't see very well, are the Muppet stamps and the framed and sent to me by Jim Henson. And then down below is my friend Garrett. And next to it is my friend Mark, which you can't see. And then above is me dancing with Whoopi Goldberg, which you can't see. But if you want me to zoom in closer sometimes with this stuff, just ask me when it's Ask Me Anything, and I'll do my best to try and accommodate you. But you're right. There are fun stuff back there. You're right. My little, let me lean this way, Stitch. I love these Stitch. This is Stitch Stories, or Stitch Tells a Story, and they're some of the most beautiful products. So I got one, and I'm really happy. And this is some of my paint from my last project when I was painting Evan's project. I just haven't put this away yet. So there you go. So thank you for saying that. I should say, now there's your chance to look at what's behind me. And if I duck down, this is Robo Mickey. Yeah, I got him somewhere. I don't remember where. And this is pictures of my dogs that have passed away. Mutt and Jeff. Yeah, so there you go. Little bit of stuff there. Yeah, let me turn this around like this. There we go. Blocks the other thing, but there we go. You don't have to look at all that stuff. Lord, you say you like it. I dabbled in stained glass and love doing it. Oh, Cindy, really? I've never touched it. No. My husband would be not another hobby, young lady. But my hobbies make money. So is it really a hobby? Question. Yeah. My paintings, I painted my first. My portrait didn't make money, but after that, every single painting has sold. Except for that one, except for this one, because I'm not done yet. This one. But Cindy met me at a charity event, and I showed it to someone at the event, and they asked me if I was willing to possibly show my art, paint Asian art, and show my Asian art at an Asian art gallery. So even then they were like, you interested in doing that? I was yeah, indeed, I'm interested in doing that. If they don't mind a non-Asian doing Asian art, because I'm obsessed with Asian art. So I love Asian culture. I'm crazy about the sword. I took sword training. I took Iaido, Japanese sword technique. I love anime. Father of anime, Dr. Tezuka, my favorite. He taught Miyazaki, and I love that. I love Japanese food, sushi especially, but I love everything that Japan has to offer. Detail. Their attention to detail is probably what grabbed me originally, that they are so into detail, and it means so much to them that it's great to have like-minded people in my wheelhouse. And the Japanese are like that. They are so detailed that it looks like I may not. And I strive to study under Asian people, especially if they're into that really crazy, I'm going to carve on a grain of rice detail. I just go, doggone, you're good. Yeah, it's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for saying that, Cindy. I'm glad to see it. You should do more. Jacob says, hi. Did you get the package I sent you? Yes, I did, but I haven't opened it yet, Jacob. So I will open it on Monday if you'd like me to. I can open it on camera if that's what it is. Okay. But I have not yet opened it. I'm up and on deck at 8:30 if I'm good, 8:35. But today it was late. I was late. The tribe will tell you there was a little problem with me today. Margaret was there, and Ken Scott did the antenna balls. Yeah, very clever, very clever. I don't think you put Margaret next to me though. Was Margaret next to us? I remember Bob was, but I don't remember Margaret being. Margaret is such a presence that me not remembering her and Bob. I mean, come on. I think you put her to draw attention in another space. You don't need all your attention gatherers in the same room. It said it arrived yesterday. So yes, it arrived. I just haven't opened it. Yes, like I said, you asked me if I got it. Yes, I got it. I just haven't opened it. Have you opened it yet? I want to see your reaction. I have not opened it yet. No, I'll open it next week. I'll open it Monday, and you can see my reaction. Yes. I've taken classes in drawing at my college and always felt discouraged. I felt like it never really looked how I wanted it. I love art and it is so beautiful, but part of me wants to do art, but another part of me feels discouraged. It never ends with looking how I want. I guess I'm my biggest critic, and you're not alone. Artists are their biggest critic, Sydney. You just have to be with the right teacher. No, I'm serious. I'm not plugging me now. I'm telling you, you need to be with the right teacher, and this will be fixed that fast. I'm serious. It will. It will. Try sculpting a pumpkin, because it's not going to look exactly the way you want it, because it's a gourd and it's a living being. A pumpkin is living, breathing material. And you may think you're going to do one thing and it may have another idea, but you work around it and it helps you from being such a perfectionist. That's why I teach pumpkin sculpting. I teach pumpkin sculpting to help those of you who believe you're not an artist realize that that's all baloney. And those of you who are artists who are too much into your own self and it's making you quit, which is what it's doing, Sydney, this is what it's doing. Then the pumpkin is a gourd. It's playful. If you don't like it, it will rot. There's a freedom to that. There's a freedom to the way I force myself to paint. The more I do it, the more freedom I get and the better my art will look, I hope. But you have to let go of that. And it's hard to just consciously say, I've got to let go of that doesn't look like what I want, I'm discouraged attitude. So in order to do that, you need to sculpt a pumpkin because it will force you to do that. Yeah. And if you don't like what it does, I then will tell you to light it and it will surprise you. And then if you still hate it, we'll put it in your garden and watch it rot. It won't be there long. And do another one. I'm telling you, the joy of sculpting a pumpkin is what you all taught me out there. In fact, my first Disney group, which was, it wasn't Friends of the Mouse, but it was before that, the Disneyana, the NFFC group, which I can't remember the name of it, but you guys might. But I did it at the Historical Society in Orange County with about 20 people. And watching the lights go on in their heads was just such joy. It brought tears to my eyes. I remember a very wonderful lady, Jamie, who is not with us anymore, but she kept getting anxious because every time she made a cut in the pumpkin, she thought it was terrible. And then I just said, keep going. And her family said, keep going. And then we lit it and she started crying. So I'm telling you, this is not to make you, this is not to do anything but encourage you to get a pumpkin, get some tools and have at it, sister. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, but it will release some things that are on your shoulders that will help you to move forward in your creativity, and you'll be very grateful. So that's my advice. Sculpt a pumpkin. Adam showed me the Cheshire Cat pumpkin, and I fangirled so hard. I'm obsessed with Alice in Wonderland. So gorgeous. It was fun. I have never ever done multiple pumpkins until that year. Every single one of those every one of those multiple pumpkins that you saw was as a result of Joseph Yakovetic. Joseph is a crazy pumpkin sculptor, and he's so good, and he just does all different kinds, So he, and then my friend Mark, you remember Mark from early shows of Outrageous Pumpkins. One of the things I love about Mark and Joseph Yakovetic is they also paint. Ray Villafane is a pumpkin sculptor, and he also does scarecrows, like out of wood and stuff, in a very lovely place that he lives up on a mountain in like Arizona or someplace. But that's what he does all year. That's what he does all year. And you saw that Paul pretty much pumpkins. It's squash, but that's what Paul Deaver does most of the time. That's the medium he sculpts in. Okay, nothing wrong with that. But when I met Mark and I got with Joseph, they paint. And watching them and how their paintings differed from their pumpkin sculpting and watched their unique style. Joseph has a unique style. Mark has a unique style. Mark Maniac on Instagram. Check him out. Right now is a great time to go follow this fella. He is brilliant. His team is brilliant. And we were both judges during the pandemic. We both were flown in during the pandemic, and we had to isolate in our rooms, and we painted. Not together. We couldn't be together. We had to be in different rooms, but we painted. And I watched him study. He would show me every day with his phone, his transition. And some of them were good and he was happy with, and some they were not, he wasn't happy with, but he just kept going. And he really gave me the confidence to try again. And I'm very grateful to him for doing that. And Joseph for doing that, of just pushing me a little bit and saying, have you tried this? Come on. Just once. It's not going to kill you. It's not going to kill you. So basically, try sculpting pumpkins, Sydney, because it's not going to kill you. You could do it. You can do it. And if you can do it with me present and live, all the better, because you'll have me in your ear for at least 2 hours. And believe me, that makes a difference. Adam says, I'm the exact same way with my drawings. It's as weird as my handwriting, though I do hope to do stippling. I love stippling. I used to do it all the time. Again, one day I once stippled a portrait of Walt Disney in high school. I did Helen Reddy. Isn't that funny, Adam? I did stipple of Helen Reddy, and I have one of an angel that's in my garage. Not that I don't like it. I just don't know where to hang it. Yeah, I love stipple. And then I did for my an art project, I did stipple lots of squares of different kind of like it was a painting that was, I think it was maybe, what was it, 24 by 24, and there were little squares of stippled stuff. Yeah, I love stippling. I did that like crazy. I keep trying to tell myself to get back to it, but it's like, but what if I could do more? So yeah, I say go for it, buddy. The painting for Evan's mother was so awesome. The eyes were so expressive along with his smile. It was really beautiful. Doesn't it just say to you, I can tell you what it's of, guys. It's of Eeyore. She loves Eeyore, and there's not enough of Eeyore represented. So that's what she said. Maybe I should sculpt Eeyore. Isma, Eeyore. Do you know that Eeyore, I found out because of Evan and my friend Robin showing me how little of Eeyore there was. We went to a home. We were together for the birthday of Disneyland, and we were out getting ready to eat at Tortilla Joe's. And they took me over to the home area of the Disney home area, that little shop across the street in downtown Disney. And they showed me a set of, I don't know if they were stir spoons or stir sticks, and they were all based on Winnie the Pooh, and no Eeyore. Piglet, Roo, Tigger, Winnie, no Eeyore. How is that possible? How is that even possible? So in this painting that they're talking about, I wanted to be sure that it came across as cuddly and huggable, because Robin said he's just someone you want to take care of and hug. And Evan said my mother has loved him for a very long time. And so I wanted him to be like you could reach in and pull him out and hug him. And I knew that was in the back of my mind. I didn't strive for it. I just painted it. Like I said, the force was strong in that painting. And every time I look at it, I'm like, wow, how did I do that? And I'm really happy, because I'm not sure I can consciously tell you. So I'm really hungry to do it again. And I have to not do it for a little bit because I got other stuff I got to do. But if I can throw a canvas up here and do it, I don't want to affect this one that I've got here, because I'm doing this with a class and I want to finish that class. But these ones where I'm just kind of throwing a canvas up and going, is kind of fun. So I might be able to do the Pollock. So that could be fun. So yeah, Bob, it's a deep piece for me. So yeah, get me while I'm clueless. Okay, I'll reach out. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, because I don't want you to be upset because you can't join us. We want you there. We want you there, Linda. Okay. On Wednesday during our Zoom call, the tribe laughed, cried, and charged up. It was very good. We had a safe place on Terry's Patreon page. Terry and the tribe, tribe are so generous. Love being a part of it. Yeah, it was intense. If you were new, like you were a new member and you went in on that, I don't know what you would have thought, because it was more intense than usual and very emotional. And it happens, guys. You got to hang in there. We're not all hearts and flowers. Not every ending is a happy one. We want to get in and help you at the very root of what's bothering you. Yeah. And so that's the deal, it's a lot, but it's important. And it's not just me, helping you, it's you helping me. These past few months have been very challenging because I want to help my parents. And truth be told, I'd like to stop stuff and just help my parents. But I have too many deadlines that I've set up. So I can't do that. So I have to juggle the plates. My dad is great about it. My mom is great about it. But it's not that I don't want to do that for them. It's that I want to stop everything and do only that at times. There are times I want to just drop everything and take care of them. But I have obligations, that I feel I need to take care of and I want to take care of. If I didn't want to, I'd just do it. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. So it's great to have the tribe at my back too, is what I'm trying to say. Adam says, you answered my question wonderfully. I love Burton's Sleepy Hollow. It's my favorite interpretation next to Disney's because it's gothic mystery. Saw it in the theaters with my parents, and while I was initially scared, I was young. Yes, you are still young man. I ended up loving it. Also, that was Ray Park as both the Horseman and Darth Maul. Yeah, I actually met and shot with him at work during Star Wars night. Well, he is brilliant. I really, really loved Ray Park. Now that I have his name, I really, really loved him as both those characters. I really didn't like the Darth Maul makeup. I thought it was grease paint and glued on horns. And I think Darth Maul deserves better. Also, that movie really bothered me because Darth Maul was so much better than Obi-Wan, and we knew who was going to win because that person was in the sequel and the other was not, and you don't want to think that when you're watching a movie that you love, so that was frustrating. But in Sleepy Hollow, I didn't have to worry about that, and I got to just enjoy his beautiful ability, and the man is a master, and I love watching masters do what they do best. When I took Iaido, Japanese sword technique, I trained with Yamazaki. Sensei Yamazaki was the way I called him. And he was the one in Conan the Barbarian. You remember that movie starring Arnold Schwarzenegger? I still love that movie, but it's a little clunky now, but it's still good. It's got Mako. He's amazing in it. But Yamazaki was in it because he trained Sandal Bergman. He trained West, last name West, Subutai. He trained Subutai. He trained Sandal Bergman. And most of the sword technique was trained. He was the trainer. And he actually had a dojo in Orange County, so I went to learn from him. But he's the one that kicks the guy who laughs at Conan in the crotch. So he is the trainer, and he's excellent. And watching him do what he does is phenomenal. So he didn't really get to really show off in Conan, but boy, I went to see him at several exhibitions. He has a sword that is over 400 years old, and he may be not even with us now, but man, the man was phenomenal. And I think that's why I'm doing this painting over here. Let me just hide this comment, because it's not him, but it makes me think of him, because this is actually the sword maker. I'm having trouble titling it because I keep calling it Sword Master. But when people think of the title Sword Master, they're thinking the one who wields the sword well, like Zatoichi, the blind swordsman, the lone wolf in Lone Wolf and Cub. People, Bruce Lee, people who can do their technique with that amazing technique style, their training. But this is the man who built the 400-year-old sword, and that is who I wanted to celebrate, is the person, because to make a samurai sword is a process. It's folding, and it's amazing. If you ever get to see it done, it's fantastic. So that's why I did that one. But in my head, I've got Yamazaki and what he did, and then him explaining to me about the sword, etc., etc. Another time, I will tell you the story of scaring me to death while training me. But yeah, he scared the life out of me, basically. Okay, this could be, forgive me. Okay, it's nobody of interest. Sorry, that's not a really nice thing to say, but it's true. It's just a bunch of people saying, buy me, come on and buy me. Just buy this and buy that, and oh, buy this and buy that. I get a pair of glasses online, and they never stop telling me, how often do I buy glasses? How long did I have my black ones, guys? That I don't buy one every month, and yet every week they sit and say to me, buy more glasses. I don't need a bunch of glasses. I did buy a couple of pairs online because when I do shows or I talk from the stage, these are transitions. So if there's any kind of lights, they go dark and you can't see my eyes. So I got another pair that doesn't have the transition in there to sunglasses, so that they don't do that while I'm talking from the stage, because people wearing sunglasses on stage really drives me nuts. Eyes are the window of the soul, as we have been told. And yeah, that ticks me off. I get really cranky. So there you go. So I did buy a pair, but now I'm inundated with buy more. I don't know. Maybe people are like Elton John and they have a ton of different glasses. I'm not that person. What was it like to work with Jim Henson? My favorite film is Labyrinth. His work is just so beautiful and whimsical. Thank you for saying that, Sydney. Jim Henson was amazing. Yeah. Are you surprised? Yeah. So I met Jim Henson in 1982, probably before you were born. And, it doesn't bother me much. But I went to shoot a Chicken McNuggets commercial for McDonald's. Do you remember the little Chicken McNuggets? You can Google them. I might even have them in my playlists on YouTube. But if not, I should connect those, and I'll make a note to myself to do so. But the little McNuggets used to be actual puppets, and we would sculpt them. And then we would armature them and make their eyes blink, and it was all practical. And then CG came along, and they became CG, and we stopped doing them. Nothing wrong with that, but we kept saying that it would be great if McDonald's did a toy like they're doing now with someone like Remy here, where you can put that metal plate and you can have them sitting on, and then guys, that you've got a Porg that can do that. And Adam, what else have you got that can do that? Sit on your shoulder like this. So way before these were done, I kept suggesting that they do this with the McNuggets, and McDonald's would have a real fun toy and the advertisement, but they ignored me. Anyway, I was in New York. I was flown in New York. My first time getting flown first class. I couldn't believe it. It was wonderful. And I shot the commercial with an amazing artist, Tony Urbano, one of the more brilliant puppeteers. He did the Snuggles Bear, and he's a marionette art. He's just really good. Google him, guys. He's brilliant. He's still alive, and he's brilliant. And with him was Tim Blaney, Tim Blaney is another brilliant artist and puppeteer. And Tim Blaney did many of the characters in Men in Black. So he did the dog, the little pug dog that talks and turns into an alien. I believe that was Tim's voice. And also Tim did one of the worm guys in the first Men in Black. And then Tim Blaney also did the voice in Short Circuit, 5 is Alive. That's also Tim's voice. So, and Tim worked it too. Yeah, because we puppeteer and do voices. Go figure. We're multi-talented. Anyway, very, very good, very, very wonderful, very, very talented. And he was there, and we all did this Chicken McNuggets commercial. And then Tony asked me what I wanted to do, and I said I wanted to go see Ha, which was Jim Henson Studios. We decided because he wanted to go to the opera, and I really didn't want to go to the opera, honestly. But he said if I was willing to go to the opera with him, then he would take me to see Ha, and that's what he did. Jim Henson was not supposed to be there. We were going to meet with Jane, his wife, and he came around the corner and saw me, and his expression was not that he recognized me, just that he saw a woman. Back in that day, there were 2 female puppeteers for every 30 male puppeteers. So whenever Jim saw a woman who was a puppeteer and with someone as well known and as experienced and as talented as Tony Urbano, he took notice and immediately started to ask me about myself. And then Tony got really possessive and said, no, she's with me. And I said, wait a minute, I'm a work for hire. I'm very open to working for both of you. And then a note was slipped in my pocket while I was walking around the Henson Studios. And Jim tried to lure me to New York, and I said no. He said, come work for me in New York. And I said no. Let me say that again. I said no, because I told him I couldn't work well in New York. It was too noisy. It was too crazy. It didn't suit me. Okay, it just didn't. So then in 1989, Jim came here to the West Coast, and guess who he called first? Mainly because I told him no, and he said nobody tells him no, so you're going to get your butt down there and audition for me, and if you're not good, but I was good. That's the Cliff Notes version of my story. If you want to hear the rest of it, you'll have to ask me on another Ask Me Anything, because we're wrapping this up. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We're wrapping it up. I'm going to go just a few more minutes. I also thought that, but I loved working with him. Yeah, and Labyrinth was fun. I did not get to work with him on Labyrinth, so I need to finish my thought. Jacob says, I also thought that tail was the dolphin tail from the Walt Disney classic Pinocchio. Just kidding. No, it's Terri's original mermaid tail. The original mermaid tail. This is a public channel, so I can't show you how I wear it because the upper part of my body is rather risque. But I could show it to you on the tribe. But I won't show it publicly. No, I won't. It was cosplay to the ultimate. I was indeed a mermaid, and I could swim in the water, and I did. And I did several commercials after that. And I changed my hair. I can't do it much now. There's a lot of it, but I changed my hair, and I was even, those of you who live in Texas, I was the poster child for the Houston Symphony Orchestra as a beautiful and stunning blonde mermaid. And if I can find that picture, I'll show you, but they hired me for that. I did an underwater commercial for underwater cameras as a mermaid. I did that tail. Yeah, very busy lady. That tail is a very busy lady. We did several commercials together. It got me work. This is my out-of-the-box thinking. Do you remember when we were talking about Dr. Abigail's documentary? This, once an Imagineer, always Imagineer. Imagineers aren't made, they're born. And I was born a Disney Imagineer. I'm not kidding. I've been an Imagineer since birth. And I will be an Imagineer until I die, whether Disney hires me or not. Because this is a person who does not give up. If we're hit with a wall, we go around it. Or we figure ways to go over it, under it, or around it. We don't just bounce in front of it and say, okay, I guess I can't do it. It's just not in us. You know, if you're someone who takes a toaster, takes it apart, and makes something else, a train, for instance, Bob Gurr, then you've always been an Imagineer. If you're someone who builds a roller coaster and you're all of what, 13, 15 years old, Tony Baxter, then this is an Imagineer thinking. Me, I painted eggs at 8 years old, and my mother sold them for $20 at her office, and at 8 years old, I made $400. This is an Imagineer. Okay? This is someone who just creates or does something and keeps doing it because they do. I thought y'all were like this. I'm realizing, no, you're not. Okay? There are unicorns out there, but just because you have not grasp your unicorn, your inner unicorn, doesn't mean it isn't in you. All right? It just means that we as unicorns need to help you to be one. All right. And we do it naturally, that which you must have to learn. But the good news is you can learn it. You just have to find the right teacher. And the teacher needs to be a unicorn. Yeah. Yeah. Seriously. Seriously. And we reach out to you all the time. If we see something you're doing really cool, we reach out to you. In fact, during the pandemic, a man built a Matterhorn in his backyard. And guess who called him? Bob Gurr. See? The internet is a magical thing, guys. Make what you want to make. Do what you're going to do. And share your dream. Don't just post it and not tell us what you want, or we're going to like it like lemmings. Like. And you're going to go, wow, I got 1 million likes, but I have no job. Okay? You could have a job if you share that you want one. All right? I got 1 million examples. Well, maybe not 1 million examples, but I definitely have half a dozen examples of people who've done this and been successful. Okay? Yeah. You can't just believe. You got to fight for it nowadays. Okay? Too many people want it. So God wants to know if you're worthy. Are you? You can't stop just because you're discouraged. It's not perfect. You've got to keep going. Okay? And I'm not singling you out. I'm just saying, you want it bad enough, you keep going. Okay? When I was at Mattel, I learned to sculpt in wax. Oh, it was a nightmare in my first 3 weeks. I thought this was the worst material I'd ever worked in. But once I mastered it, oh my God, the detail I could get. The detail I could get in a fingernail figure. Holy cats. Wow. Whoa. My mind went, wax is the medium of choice. You can sculpt things that are so tiny and so cool and so amazing. Made my teeth fall out. I put them back though. So just keep going. Please just keep going. You must. Please. Don't give up. And if you feel like you're going to give up, find a way to talk to me, okay? And I'll tell you why you shouldn't. And start with sculpting a pumpkin, because a pumpkin is going to release you, like I think Jackson Pollock might release me. And Leroy Neiman. I looked at Leroy Neiman. I'm not a fan of Leroy Neiman paintings, and I'm not a fan of Jackson Pollock, neither one of them. But trying to use them as a base to loosen up, that's what I use to loosen up with my Give Kids the World painting that you like, a Figment. I looked at Leroy Neiman and saw what he was doing, and then I put him away and did my version. Well, not my version, but trying to be like him, and Leroy was very interesting, because if you try to look at his technique on YouTube, he doesn't show you. He doesn't show you. When you actually get to follow his technique, it's a different technique. It's not the one we know where he makes millions of dollars painting athletes and stuff before he passed away. So he kind of kept it to himself. But Jackson Pollock, he kind of is like, yeah, this is what I do. And I'm not sure where I'm going to go. And he doesn't really say it like that way, but someone does it like in a voiceover, and he's doing, the bulbs, and a lot of times I like to use sticks, and a lot of times I paint on the floor. And I paint big. I mean, he shows you, because he says he's not sure what it is that makes his work sellable. And at the time, it wasn't. He died before it really got sellable. It was his wife that made it sellable. And she's the one who actually profited by it, for real. Yeah. So the story of him is very interesting. I kind of thought he was making the money, but he wasn't. And that's too bad, So he really was trying to find out the zone he went, because there was a time when he was off and he couldn't get it. He would do what he thought was similar to what he's always done, and it wasn't working. And he was like, I don't, he began to scream. And he drank a lot because he was broken inside. And this is the kind of thing, that didn't add to the paintings, drunk or sober. There was an element that he's not so sure that he ever found again. And when you don't know really what it is, So I'm going to try. I realized that Norman Rockwell, y'all know who he is because he does great work. People said he wasn't an artist because he's an illustrator. I'm sorry, illustrators are artists. We're not even going to make that argument. Okay. But he did the same thing. He decided to try Pollock because he kept looking at all that splatter and going, really? That's art? I don't see it. And I got to be honest with you, I was the same. I don't see it. So he tried it. And they actually said that they thought Norman Rockwell might be better at the Pollock style than Pollock at one point in his career. I don't know if that's true, but I would have loved to hear what Norman thought after he had finished. Because what did that do for his further works? You see, when you take a journey in someone else's shoes, sometimes it opens something up in you that you're not ready for, which is why that pumpkin seems to work for everybody, because it's got an attachment to your childhood. So we've carved pumpkins as kids. So it gives us that joy, even if it sucks. And then you light it and you go, it doesn't suck. Holy crap. I mean, seriously, it does that. I don't know if I have it here. I have to tell you, because for some reason, I don't know why. I don't necessarily group do you not group your photos the way you're supposed to? They're better grouped on my iPad, but I can't find the connector. But I think I mentioned that already, didn't I? But let me look in albums again, and I might be I think I did a pumpkins album. I did. Now, it may not have everything, but I'm hoping it'll have 2 in here that I can give you the example of how I felt when I sculpted them. Boy, it's yes. Okay, so I mentioned Mark Maniac on Instagram. Okay, Mark. And Mark does that beautiful scrape where he does celebrities and personalities and they glow through. You know what I mean, right? So I'm going to show you this one. It won't have sound, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. So let's get ready. There it is. So this is a technique that Mark does. Okay. This was my first attempt at this. This is a technique that Mark does, where it's got you take the difference by doing a different type of you cut and scrape, and I can't even explain it to you really, but it's a really fun thing to do. And you put the light on and you sculpt towards the light. It's really, really fun. So what happened is I wanted to do one like this, and I kept asking Mark, why don't you have it with the lights on? Because this is in the dark. And you'll watch, if you go to his Instagram page, most of them, 99.9% of them are in the dark. And so I asked him this question, and I was like, why do you not have one in the light? And he was like, he never really answered me. He just kind of kept doing them the other way. So I decided to do one, and here's my one in the light sculpture. Okay. And I'm going to hide this. Yeah. So you can see it better. There we go. And we'll go to Jacob's next comment in a minute. Okay. So here it is in the light. So this is what maybe is happening to you if those of you have said it doesn't turn out the way I think it does. And so I get discouraged and I want to quit, and you quit, some of you out there. Well, here's what I thought. I did this and I said, ooh, that's not very good. It's only my first, but it's kind of yucky looking. And I went, oh man. And I'm gonna like let you zoom in. I mean, it just doesn't look good. But this is what happens in my class. And for the first time, I experienced what you experienced, which was holy cats. Holy cats. Take a look at that. Is that not the cutest thing you ever saw? This is my little dog Rocket. Guys, this is what I'm talking about. You could be sculpting in the daylight. You could be sculpting in the daylight and hating it. And then I take you to the light and look what you did. Look what you did. So this is why sculpting a pumpkin is so very important, because I felt like in the daylight, this was horrible. And Mark didn't want to show people on his Instagram page the daylight ones because he knew people might judge how that looked. And these are carved for darkness. His pieces are carved for darkness. So he did it. I said to Mark, Mark, I get it, man. I get it, buddy. Thank you. I get it, buddy. I get it. So that's why I say sculpt a pumpkin. Yeah. Jacob says, okay, just making sure you got the package I sent you. Yep. I just haven't opened it yet. Did I say that? Jacob, I just haven't opened it yet. Have a great weekend. Yes, we are on our way out. I did say I was going to go for a few more minutes. I still went more. Amen to that, Terri. Too many bad teachers. Thankful you're one of the great ones. I'm there to help. I want you to do it over. You got the teacher who wants to keep you from ever doing it again. They don't necessarily say that. They just took it as a job. And so they're really thinking about their lunch and the sandwich, not teaching you. Then you get the second teacher who's looking to see who's up and coming because he doesn't want to lose his job. And then you, or her job, let's not be, his or her job. And then there's the third one who wants you to do it over. And that's why I say, let's start with a pumpkin, because that'll make you do it over. According to Amazon, did you know that legendary Looney Tunes voice actor Mel Blanc played the part of Gideon in it? I did not know that. So yay, that's awesome. Mel Blanc is the one who taught me about voiceovers. Yeah, I mean, can you imagine sitting side by side with Mel Blanc and he's doing his voices and he's showing you how to pinch your throat to do yours? Yeah, me and him. Yeah. And June Foray, too. June Foray. Ha! June Foray, too. Yep. Tony Urbano's fire. Tony Urbano, the amazing puppeteer I spoke about earlier, it was his fault and Sid and Marty Krofft's fault that I was so lucky to train right along June Foray in voice work. Yeah. A blessing, you say? You betcha. Chapter at the park. That's it. Thank you, Cindy, where I first learned puppy carving. Chapter at the park. Why couldn't I remember that? I love Chapter at the Park. I guess they still exist, but they're different now. Not that they're bad. It's just that they're different. But yeah, that's where we did it for the first time. And they taught me why I need to keep doing it with people like you. Yeah, that was Chapter at the Park. It was you Disney folks. You were right. It was Friends of the Mouse and Chapter of the Park. Yes, yes. He did the hiccups part for him. Oh, nice. I didn't know that's the way you spelled hiccups too. Yeah, thank you. What is stippling? Stippling is, and I don't know if I have any examples. It's like in newspaper print. You know how in old newspapers, if you don't know what a newspaper is, you're completely lost. And Google it. Let me see. Hold on a second. I might have one of those ancient relics around here. And as Diane says, you can look at my studio as I come over here and see if I can find this article that I'm thinking about. Yes. This will do it. Okay, so this is very old. I can't even tell you the date because I don't think it's on here. No. Okay, so don't have the date, but here you go. So this right here, let me light it up, is a old-time newspaper. And if you get closer, and I don't know if we can get close enough, but we're going to get closer, and 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 we're going to get closer. The dots that you see in the areas are more dots here in the black areas than here on the face, but it's all dots. Bits of ink put together. This is done more with a machine printing, but it's the same principle. So these areas where it's the face, their dots are farther apart, done this way. And this dark area, they're almost on top of each other. Does that help? It's the accumulation and the spreading out of dots done with a pen in this fashion. I don't have paper here. What's the matter with me? But I'll do it on the napkin. So when the dots are separate like this, it's lighter. But when they're all on top of each other like this, you see how it's darker? Then you dot, 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 like that. Oh, look, are they looking at me? Dot, 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 dot. Yes, they are looking at me. See, but they're all dots. That's stippling. You see? Instead of doing movements like this, foop, 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 you do this. Dot, 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 dot. If you want to do a nose, you do dot, 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 dot. right? Dot, 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 dot. See, you have to say dot, dot, too. Okay. Yep. That's how you do it. Shade it like this. You see? Maybe the eyebrow is dark. So you do it darker. Like this. You see? See? Are you seeing that? There you go. There you go. There it is. There it is. All dots. See? Tight dots make darker. Light dots make lighter. If you want to do the shadows around the eye and it just wants to be little, you do it like that, right? You want to come into the lips. You can actually do a quick rough in pencil, but since I have this pen, I'll do it like this, right? You can do a rough like this just to get the idea, right? So now you've done this in pencil, and now you go in with the dots to give it its shading. Like that. You see? So stippling creates the facial expression by the bringing together and the separating out of dots. Basically, tap, 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 tap makes the dots, makes the drawing, makes the sketching. If you ever want to learn, I can teach you a stippling class at some point. But I used to do that all the time, and obviously Adam did too. It's a fun way to draw, and you just bring the dots together and you pull the dots apart and you bring the dots together. Yeah. Yeah, it's very fun. Takes a long time, doesn't it, Adam? Takes a long time. So that's what it is, Jacob. Good question. Eeyore is my favorite. I still have a stuffed Eeyore from when I was in junior high. Cindy. Yeah. And Cindy, have you noticed? Eeyore's I couldn't believe how neglected Eeyore is. We were able Evan was able to find an Eeyore mug that we were able to give Robin Cohen, who loves Eeyore, for her birthday. We had a little celebration with her, and we gave it to her. Up, this is my dad's nurse. Oh, and it looks like he hung up. Oh, there it is. Okay, let's see what it is. Hey, John. Is this John? Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, excellent. You just got to knock on the door and he's in the back room. Good. Oh, you know how to do it anyway. All right. Yeah, go right ahead. Right now, we're looking to make the transition from hospice to the VA, and the social worker with the hospice is doing great, but I'm having trouble connecting with the social worker at the VA. I've left several messages, but she hasn't returned my call. So I thought it would be good for us to connect and find out, because for one thing, you guys are going to take your bed and several other items. And I just want to make sure that my dad has everything he needs as he transfers to recovery. Yeah. 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 Well, right. You know, if you take the bed, he has no bed, because the other one is not functioning well. So that's why I want to get the transition stopping. And everybody says it would be good to do it from social worker to social worker. So the social worker with the hospice has really been really good. It's the other one that I can't get a hold of for us to connect and say, how do we do this? Make the transition smooth for my father. Yeah. Well, I discussed it with the doctor, but she said, yeah, it's going to boil down to the social worker. So we'll see. Now, according to one of the other ladies, the social worker at the hospice could do it because you guys work with the VA, but she seemed to act like she couldn't. So I don't know what that's about. But I'll do my best. I'm gonna if I can't get a meeting with the one from the VA, I'll get a meeting with the one from the hospice first, and then I'll go to the VA and talk to her and get this happening, because there's no reason for my dad to still be in hospice. There just isn't. So, yeah. So that's what I'm looking to do. But thank you for continuing to come. We're trying to make the transition smooth, so I'm working with them as best I can. And yeah, go ahead. All right, dear. Okay. Bye-bye. Now that I've known that it's no caller ID, this is what happens. But anyway, Adam gifted me a puppet porg to cheer me up as well. I named her Mila, paying homage to Adam's Milo. Well, isn't that lovely? Good job, Sydney. Yeah, you got to come to class, girl. You're going to have a great time. Kimberly's in the house. Hey, Terry. Happy Friday. Just watched the Ultimate Pumpkin competition with you. Yes, Outrageous Pumpkins. Please tune in on Sunday. You'll have a great time. Thank you, Kimberly. Mwah. That's amazing. Oh, goodness. I've never dabbled in puppetry, but it looks really fun. I did remember those McDonald's McNuggets. Actually, they were adorable. A lot of fun. Sculpted them and then performed them in New York. Got me a trip out of it. So you never know where it's going to lead you. You know, you can't think that pumpkin sculpting is like a hobby, because there are people like Mark that make a really good living at it. So don't underestimate the gourd. I know you have to wrap it up, but Joe Mino is a success story from the tribe. Oh my gosh. Joe Mino is a success story. Janny G is a success story. Liz Reed out of the UK is a success story. Bella from the UK is a success story. Y'all are success stories, actually. Bob Burdine. And those who are success stories have been helped to become success stories, if I haven't named you, because you have been helped by others. Another one is Chris McCauley. Chris, who is so busy now, he barely can be present in the tribe, is just killing it. And in the beginning, he said he was at a tipping point where he wasn't sure what else to do. And he hit me with things like, this is all they pay in my industry, da-da-da-da-da-da. And I said, you're worth more. Have the courage to ask for more, because you're worth more. And you know what the man did? He did it. And now he is just on fire. Like Janny, she's on fire. Joe Mino on fire. Naomi, she's doing some great stuff. Bob Burdine and Rose Burdine. They are back in the saddle again, doing some amazing things. So guys, the tribe is magical. And that's pretty good for $5. Just think about it. If you had to pay $5 for a Starbucks coffee, it makes you feel good, but only for about 5 minutes. But we give you the whole month. So TerriHardin.com, Terri Hardin, Patreon.com/Terri Hardin, Patreon.com/Terri Hardin, or you can find it on my website under, you guessed it, Patreon page. There you go. Hey, Terry, glad to connect. Saw you in the pumpkin competition as a judge. Enjoying your October this far. Oh, yes, because it's a hit the ground running kind of a month. Not a lot of sitting for me. Cute pumpkin. Thank you, Adam. Thank you. But you see what I mean? Didn't look so good in the light, but then you put a light in it. So for those of you who are not liking what you do, could change your life. I do not say that lightly. Pumpkin sculpting could change your life. Yep, it could. Love you, Terry. Keep up the fantastic work. Thank you, Adam. Glad Sydney could finally join the chat. Thank you, Sid. Thank you to both of you. Always appreciate your advice and life lessons. Hug. You may be off to work, right, Adam? Thank you so much for popping in. And the same with you, Sydney. Thank you for popping in. I'd be very interested in vocal acting, but not sure how to dip my toes in it. Oh, there's several ideas I've got there. So join the tribe or reach out through Adam. I can tell you through that. Or come and, are you coming to the pumpkin class? Come and we talk about everything there. So that's another way to do it. Yep. See, there's Adam. Few voice actors in the tribe, including yours truly. I'm actually off today, says Adam. Yay! Well, thank you for joining me. And you tipped it off just under 3 hours. Just realized that Terry even though she says she's going to do an hour and a half. If the questions keep coming, obviously I don't even want to get off myself. So 3 hours. Guys, thank you for hanging in. Those of you who hang around to the end. Those of you who are joining me late, it is 3 hours long. So dip a toe in the water. Just watch it in increments. I do this because people need it, and I like it, and I love it. So that's what my channel's about. You can ask me any question. I'll give you the advice that I can do the very best. And yes, there's a lot of places to do this voice stuff that you're talking about. It's just a matter of asking the question. In the tribe, I go into great depths, as do other voice actors. And out here, it's a little bit of just a quick example. So $5 a month, that's all it takes. And dip a toe and see what you like. It's a great place. It's a great place. It's not just for visiting friends. Okay. Mwah. I got to go take care of my dad. It's that time again. And yes, I plan to bring Sydney to the pumpkin class. Yay! She's going to love it. She's going to love it. Get your tools ready. Okay, everyone, do something nice for someone else. It'll make you feel a whole lot better. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. Have a lovely weekend. And we'll talk again on Monday. Okay? Take care. And thanks. Audrey, you were the quiet one today. How about that? Love you guys. Do something nice. All right. We'll see you soon. Post in the comments if this is afterwards. Yes, it's long, but hopefully it's good. Bye for now. See you.